Play big boy football with an offensive line featuring 2 projected first-rounders with Caleb Lomu and Spencer Fano. But Baylor has a football unicorn. His name is Michael Trigg. The Mackey frontrunner makes one-handed catches like he's playing with a Nerf and leads all tight ends in touchdowns. Should be an emotionally charged atmosphere inside McLean Stadium tonight, and here's why. Baylor wants to take out a season worth of frustration and end Utah's playoff hopes. According to the All-State playoff predictor, if the Utes win, they have a solid chance of making the 12-team field. A loss, and it's bye, y'all. With that, hello and welcome to Waco. I'm Lowell Galindo here with the SEC's all-time leading passer, Aaron Murray. Lauren Sisler will join us from the field. Now, Utah is a contender once again, in large part because of the position that held them back in the previous 2 years. We're talking the quarterback spot. Since the loss to Texas Tech, only Ohio State's Julian Sayin has a better QBR than Devin Dampier.
Well, it's the most important position in all of sports, and you need a guy back there, especially in today's offense, that wants to do so much. And we look at the highlights of Utah and what they do offensively. You need a guy that can put you in those positions. Look at the defense, say, hey, let's go this way, let's go that way. And Utah, the Utes want to really beat you, not only vertically, but horizontally, utilizing the speed, and then also that all these offensive linemen, these tackles, these guards can move really well in space. So you're going to see a lot of jet sweeps. You're going to see unique formations, shifts, motions. You're also going to see at times, low, 2 quarterbacks on the field at the same time. You hide one of them out there at the receiving. All of a sudden, you think it's a run. Not so fast. It's a pass vertically down the field. This offense is exciting. One of the best things they do. They use defensive players more than anyone else in the country. So give the big guys on defense some love and let them get some eating done too. A lot of fun to watch this offense roll.
Defense is nasty as well, only allowing 17 catches to tight ends all season. They have not seen a beast like this man, Michael Trigg. Kickoff coming up. An electric night here in Waco, Texas, and Lauren Sisler is in the middle of it all.
The energy is electric, and you know, Utah quarterback Devin Dampier relishes in this, and really he's been the reason that this Utah journey has been what it has been. The climb, the resilience, and really never count it out. And you know, I asked him what is his why? Why does he have that heartbeat every single day? And he points to his brother Dominic. His brother Dominic was diagnosed with autism at 18 months old, didn't speak until he was 7, and Devin watched him overcome every barrier that people said would hold him back. This year, though, Dominic even setting a receiving record at his high school in Arizona. Devin said, Dominic is the energy of our family. Every time I touch the field, I play for him, and now he's trying to lead Utah to do exactly what his brother has done his entire life, overcome every expectation.
He's going to have to wait a moment to get the rock. Utah won the toss. They have elected to kick and let the defense go to work. Mid-November, this is when the difficulty level cranks up. Utah with only 2 November road wins in the past 4 seasons. Well, the road to the CFP in here tonight in Waco. Cole Wilson will have a chance inside the 5. Wilson to the left side and tripped up at the 20-yard line. Sawyer Robertson made his first career start against Utah in 2023. It's still the lowest QBR of his career. No touchdowns, 2 picks, and a 7-point loss. His coordinator, Jake Spavital, saying that they will put more on Robertson's plate than any game before. He will try and check into quick throws against a defense that has the best pressure rate at college football.
Yeah, he's pocket command, inside the pocket, one of the best in the country. Pressure, you want to blitz him. He's going to get it out quickly, like you alluded to, and he spreads the wealth to all of his receivers and his top tight end as well.
Both teams coming off a bye week. That means Bryson Washington, as healthy as he has been, into the open field and spinning. First carry, first down for Bryson Washington.
Well, they're going to be able to run the football in this game. You think Baylor, you think throwing the football, but when Bryson Washington is healthy, those are the big-time plays you can expect.
Back-to-back carries. Great vision from Washington and still rumbling. A positive development through the first 6 games. No one carried the rock more than Bryson Washington. He has broken down since then. Only 9 carries in the last game. Robertson throwing, and a low one to Cole Wilson, who scooped it up for the catch, but it's going backwards for a loss.
Well, it's just not good enough from Sawyer Robinson. Those have to be an extension of the run game. You want to put more bodies in the box defensively. Those have to be automatic catch, positive yards. You can't throw it at the feet of your receiver.
Utah, top 20 nationally in third down defense. Robertson looked right, looks left. Trigg is open off the fingertips. Is that a catchable ball, Aaron?
That is a catchable ball. He just started to slow down a little bit. You have to run through the catch, and then if you're expecting some sort of back shoulder, doesn't matter. Let the quarterback slow you down. They got exactly what they wanted. Bryson does a great job taking care of the blitzing linebacker, wide open. And we talk about it, making footballs look like Nerf balls in the open. That's one. You usually see him go out there and catch and make a big play. Huge missed opportunity. Could have been a tutty.
He does have the second most drops in the Big 12. That would be number 6 on the season. Ray Guy semifinalist Palmer Williams with a cannon for the leg, punts it away. Mana Carvalho, dangerous. Returned one for a tutty 2 weeks ago in the last game against Cincinnati. An emphatic win for the Utah Utes. Now, this is an offense that will run 267 rushing yards per game, the most in the Power 4 in 6 years. Two projected first-rounders on the offensive line, and brutal creativity with the quarterback, Devin Dampier.
Yeah, I mean, intermediate accuracy, 78% completion with passes under 15 yards. Ultimate playmaker with his arm and his legs. And then in the red zone, when it's crunch time for the quarterback spot, is when he is at his best along with this offense.
Two tailbacks set, Daniel Bray, 13, Kari Rogers, 21. And it's the sweep to Bray, tries to turn it up and got a little bit of a pop out of bounds. You really like the way they use Bray in this offense.
Well, you saw right there the speed. You feel like the defense is stringing him on, and that's what you want to do defensively. Continue pushing him towards the sideline, but he's just so dang fast that he's able to get something out of what looked like nothing at first.
Dampier thought about it. Rolling and looking for the tight end. Dallin Bentley makes the catch at the 25-yard line. Second on the team, now with 33 catches on the year.
Well, that's that playmaking ability we just talked about with Dampier. Things aren't open, great coverage on the back end from Baylor, but utilizing his legs to extend the play.
Dampier tries to shake and bake and moves the pile to the 30-yard line. Let's take a look at tonight's Impact Players, brought to you by Pizza Hut.
I think it's the first time I've ever talked about an offensive lineman, but Fano on the outside, the right tackle, one of the best in the country. Impact player in this football game for Utah. John Henry Daly on the defensive side of the football, 9.5 sacks. And then Baylor, Keen Thomas is going to have to be all over the place to stop this run game.
Dampier pulled it from Bray, throwing on the run sideline, and he was trying to find Rogers. Incomplete to set up third down, where it is number 4 in the FBS in terms of moving the chains.
Well, they do a great job of getting into these third and manageable situations where you can still utilize the majority of your playbook. You can run the football. You can have Dampier run the football if he needs to. And then the quick passing game, especially to your big tight end, Bentley.
A lot of confidence on the Baylor defense. Held UCF to 3 points last time out. Ryan Davis in motion, the most likely target on third down. Dampier was thinking about that way. Scrambling, drops back, and will just heave this downfield to get rid of it. And it will bring up a fourth down.
Usually in these third and medium situations, most defenses want to play man-to-man coverage. They don't want to give up easy access throws. Baylor does a good job of actually playing zone coverage, sitting back there, and you see the mesh concept. No one's really open. Mesh is meant more for that man-to-man. You want to get some rub routes underneath. Nice job defensively to get off the field.
Ryan Phillips will punt this one away. There's Mr. All-Everything, Josh Cameron, back on the other end. This would be a perfect time for Cameron to get going in the return game. where he was one of the best last season. Cameron looking for room up the middle. Got hit. Well, will still set up Sawyer Robertson in fantastic field position at the 35-yard line. Michael Trigg had an opportunity, could not cash in. Could have been a touchdown run for Trigg after the catch that was dropped. He'll get another shot to make you say wow with plays like that. No score in Waco. Dave Aranda calling the defensive plays for the second straight season. They got a lot of confidence with the way they played against UCF. Only the fourth time since 2006, Baylor held a Big 12 opponent from scoring a touchdown. And that stop against Utah has to give this entire sideline confidence going into this second drive for Sawyer Robertson country. Robertson throwing on first down, and that was nowhere close to Cole Wilson.
Well, the ball was tipped there at the line of scrimmage. Nice job getting your hands up there by Benny, number 23, knocking it down. And for Sawyer Robinson, he's going to see a lot of what we call man-to-man coverage tight. You're trying to disrupt Utah defensively, trying to disrupt the timing of this offense in this passing game.
Second and down. Robertson to throw. No, it's going to be a run. It takes it to the 4-yard line. There is some contact there. Baylor fans wanted a flag, but not called. Jonathan Hall coming in for the hit. This is something he actually did a lot more in the last game.
Let's take a look at the hit. Goes down, slide. That's bang, bang. No call there. Right call. Now versus man-to-man coverage as a quarterback. Find your best matchup.
3rd and 5. Play action. One-on-one shot. Complete. Ashton Hawkins with the explosive.
And we
58 yards on the completion.
We said it, man-to-man coverage, find your best matchup, one-on-one. I love the little inside shimmy and then beat the DB to the outside and get vertical.
Robertson, buying time in the pocket and just spikes this one. Looking for Cole Wilson.
Well, that's the beauty about this defense, the man-to-man. You can disrupt the timing, but you're also going to give up some big plays down the field if you lose your battle at the line of scrimmage. I mean, that ball could not have been placed more perfectly down the field from Sawyer Robinson.
Going up against Elijah Davis, Utah probably has the best trio of physical cornerbacks in the Big 12. Washington, left side and running behind Sean Tompkins. Sidney Fugar had been the starting left tackle for most of the season. Tompkins has given them a spark now as his 3rd straight start at left tackle.
Yeah, it allows them to kind of get going in the run game. We've seen them have an emphasis so far here in the first quarter trying to get Bryson Washington going early. The more you can run it, the more you force that defense to come in the box, will give you those man-on-man opportunities to throw the football.
Struggles on 3rd down for Baylor all season. Clean pocket for Robertson, and that was batted down. Teo Johnson got a mid on it. He absolutely went off against Baylor last season with 2 tackles for loss and a 77-yard touchdown return off a blocked field goal.
Well, everything's picked up for Sawyer Robinson. There's no need to throw off your back foot and give your big tight end, Michael Trigg, at 6'4", an opportunity to go try to win a one-on-one ball high in the air. But trust the running back's going to take care of that linebacker. He did not do it right there.
Connor Hawkins coming off a 3-for-4 performance in the win against UCF from 42 yards out, and the redshirt freshman misses this one. So after the explosive play to Ashton Hawkins, nothing to show for it there as Baylor misses the field goal. This is what Cunningham's defense does. It holds when it needs to. Playoff hopes on the line for Utah. Come up with a massive stop here.
ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by Geico. It feels good to Geico.
This is the 3rd all-time matchup between Baylor and Utah. Based off the previous 2 seasons, this is technically the first conference matchup between the 2 teams. Kyle Whittingham has done a fantastic job. Season number 21, only Kirk Ferentz has been at his current school longer. Whittingham did some soul searching in the offseason. Got a 2-for-1 with the new OC, Jason Beck, and his quarterback that followed from New Mexico, Devin Dampier. To the motion man, trying to get some athleticism on the perimeter to Wayshawn Parker. But Baylor not cooperating. Devin Bobby, second leading tackler, makes a stop.
You're going to have to see more and more of that defensively for Baylor. These safeties have to be involved in the run game. Early in the season, this defense really struggled against Auburn, especially the quarterback run. They've now let these guys kind of come in the box a little bit more, trying to slow down offenses that want to be run heavy.
Parker's the tailback. Dampier with all sorts of time. Fantastic protection, and jumping that one on the comeback is LeVar Thornton. He's tied for the Big 12 lead in PBUs. That's now number 9 on the season.
I think this defense knows, like we know up here, that Devin Dampier throwing the football in the intermediate game very accurate. Down the field is where this offense struggles. You see these DBs really planting their foot in the ground at 10 yards saying, I dare you to throw the ball down the field.
Glenn Stadium coming to life here on third down. Inside pressure, picked up. Dampier looking for Parker. And will heave it downfield. And that one is batted down. Kylan Reed saying, get out of my kitchen.
That is quarterback 101. That's a big no-no, Lowell. You are taught never throw the ball across the field. Luckily, he threw it at a linebacker who plays linebacker because he can't catch the ball as well, or he'd be playing tight end maybe. But this is something that, hey, listen, the defense won. Throw the ball away, keep what you can with your legs, but don't throw the ball across the field.
There's the hit from behind from Imarion Winston, transfer from Oregon. Second punt for Utah. Cameron had a nifty return his first shot. From the 16, lost his footing, got it back. And cannot shake free, but still refuses to go down. This is the kind of fight and life that Dave Aranda has been looking for from his team all season long. And when you get 2 defensive stops like they had, when that's been the biggest question mark, that can only spark this team.
Especially against Utah's offense, which is one of the best in the country. And right now you feel pretty good the way you're playing all 3 levels. You just had an explosive play offensively. You did not capitalize with the field goal, but it feels like there's a lot of momentum for the Bears right now.
Opening drive, Trigg missed one. Could have been a touchdown. Second drive, got it into the 30 and missed a field goal. For the first time tonight, we see Caden Knighton in the backfield. Coming off a 100-yard performance, freshman from Oklahoma, shaking free to the 30-yard line. They stress that Knighton needs to be patient when he tries to get to the perimeter. What are they talking about?
Well, hey, listen, he's excited. He's a young running back that just came off the best game of his career a week ago, first 100-yard game against UCF. But just patience, let things set up. A lot of times with young running backs, they just want to hit the hole, put their head down and go. You have to allow the blocks to work their way to that second level and those linebackers.
Could be the next great one for Baylor out of the backfield. Second and medium. Knighton lowers the shoulder, and Knighton steamrolls forward to the 35-yard line. That's a first down.
The thing that's impressive right now, those last 2 plays, Lo, is the fact that neither box count was great to run the football. They're just saying we're committed to just calling it and running it. A lot of times these RPOs, these run-pass options, the quarterback sometimes just is too much on his plate. You like it sometimes, just, hey, hand the football off and let's see what can happen.
And another miscommunication to the right side. This time it was the target to Josh Cameron that was not there.
That's on Sawyer Robinson. Ball's behind, and he's got to be ready for some pressure. He does a really good job, Sawyer does, dealing with pressure. 83 QBR when teams want to blitz him this season. He's able to get the ball out nice and quick and figure out where to go in his man-to-man matchups.
That's such a big deal because Utah defensively #1 nationally in pressure rate. Look out for John Henry Daly, number 90. One of the best pass rushers in that looked like it was intended for Blake Cotton, the cornerback.
Well, Blake just being to the outside, and when you're going against offenses that want to get you a lot of width and splits, you kind of look at them and say, you know what, you can't really go outside because you're already almost to the sideline. Most likely you're going to be running some sort of in-breaking route, and right there, Khan played the inside leverage, kind of bet on it, and almost made the play.
And this is where you really need to focus on number 90, top of the defensive line for Utah. Second in the Big 12, the tackles for loss and sacks. 3rd and 10. Moves around to the inside and overthrows Cameron in troubles. This no-in was the deep man back for Utah. And 3 drives, nothing to show for it for Sawyer Robertson and Baylor.
For Sawyer Robinson, 3rd and long situation. You see all these bodies line up the line of scrimmage. You know this defense is number 2 in the conference with sacks. You start speeding up a little bit too much as a quarterback. You kind of internally say, hey, there's going to be pressure. I'm going to have to go a little bit faster. Forced an overthrow and really probably should not have thrown it there across the middle.
Here's Williams. Leads the Big 12 in net yards per punt. And a fair catch for Carvalho. This will be drive number 3 for Devin Dampier, the man with the #1 QBR in the Big 12. Trying to get this huge offense going. Quite a turnaround for the Utah Utes, 5-7 a season ago, but now different squad. Top 10 nationally in scoring offense and defense. Made the right hire with Jason Beck from UNM, and the total offense and defense, when we're talking about yards allowed and gain, both of those in the top 20, and they're blowing out opponents, winning by an average of 36.4 points per game, #1 in the FBS. But in a battle here, no score, as Utah will start drive number 3 with Wayshawn Parker pushing the pile. You're not going to see a lot of running backs that have the initial burst that Parker has, but then also have that type of physicality.
Boy, he can make guys miss. 37 missed tackles forced this season. He's one of the best guys when he does get open field, making it a little juke, and then using the speed to create some explosive runs.
Now the Wildcat look with Parker taking the direct snap and surging forward for the first down. Basically, not just if you're on the field do you have a chance to touch the football for Utah. If you're on the roster, you have a chance to touch the football. 4 defensive players alone have offensive touches this year.
And it just puts so much stress on the defense. Have to worry about, like that one, a Wildcat offense, or who's in there defensively playing on the offensive side of the football as well.
Dampier takes the snap, almost lost it. And he's gobbled up in the backfield by Amarion Winston. That was a near disaster for Utah.
This is zone read, and Baylor is going to crash defensive end, but then the defensive tackle, 64, is going to come right around the outside, and then just a little bit miscommunication, balls up, and luckily for them, able to retain possession of the football.
We got the Rhino package now. Sola Toa Muiai is out, big number 49, and running that way, pop pass, one hands, the youngster, J.J. Buchanan. They knew he would be a difference maker the moment he showed up in Salt Lake City, showing out there.
Well, it's just a run-pass option. You have the ability to run the ball as a quarterback, and if the linebackers come up, then you're going to have to pop pass right behind them. So watch these linebackers come up to the run, and then the tight end is clearing right into that vacant area. Bam! Nice athletic throw from Dampier.
Now 2 for 6 throwing. The cuts, the vision from Wayshawn Parker. He is stopped by Devin Bobby, but that was nice.
This is an offense that once they start getting going, that's when all the tools, and you start to have a lot of fun with personnel groups and Wildcat formations, and they're about to get right back into the Wildcat right now. Once again, it forces you to communicate so much defensively.
Now we've seen Dampier throw off these looks, but Parker will take it. Had a perimeter block, spins forward, and the late push is going to make this a 3rd and short. And this is where Utah is almost unstoppable. On the season, 3rd down and 3 yards or less, they are converting 80% of the time.
Well, it's mobile quarterback, it's unique personnel group, but man, the offensive line so good. and they bring even more big bodies in there as well.
Now look at big 49, Solatoa Moiai, left side of the formation. Dampier cuts it, stiff form, get off me! Tries to tightrope the sideline. Devin Bobby just got kicked out of the club. 12-yard pickup, strike it.
Hand, this is just mean, baby. Ow! That's why they're so good on 3rd and short. The quarter, when you have a quarterback that's this physical running the football,
Dampier. Oh! Could hear it from up here. Enormous hit to the 30-yard line. No one's healthy this time of year, especially a running quarterback. Utah does feel like this is probably the freshest Dampier has been because they're coming off the bye week. But Micah Gifford got him there.
with the 2 high safeties. A lot of times in the situation, you want to run the football.
Utah will. Wayshawn Parker nearly slipped through, but Keaton Thomas, the defensive leader who leads this team in tackles, comes up with a stop.
Just defensively for Baylor, early on the season, throughout the season, these are the questions that you always have about this defense is, why are we playing so loose at times? We're asking these safeties to come make plays in the run game from 12 yards deep. This is a run-first offense. Those safeties need to be closer to the box.
Now, 2 big bodies are added. Not just Moiai, but number 99, Simi Talonga comes in, who had 2 catches earlier this year against BYU. 3rd and short. Dampier, play action. Sold it! Sold it! Touchdown! Bentley!
Hey, it's 3rd and short. You're thinking diamond formation. They're just going to run the football the perfect time. And maybe in the back of your head, too, as an offensive coordinator, thinking, hey, we may go for it on 4th down because we are so good on these situations. And we're just going to sneak right past. Watch the second level, 42, 11. Everyone's sold on the run. And then Dampier comes up and says, thank you very much. Wide open tight end for a touchdown.
Dallin Bentley, touchdown number 4. Just when you thought Baylor may have figured it out and found a scheme and approach to keep Utah in check, they do what they have done all season long. The long, debilitating, back-breaking drives, 17th this season of 10-plus plays that leads to a touchdown.
Well, it just comes back to what football is about physicality, Lowell, and which teams can be physical at the line of scrimmage. Utah started running the football there. It started with Parker and his physical run to get 6-7 yards. And then from there, Dampier running it and then finishing off with a beautiful pass and then a little Lauren Sisler shimmy down there. Lauren, how would we grade that little shimmy?
Oh, yeah, baby. I'm down with the shimmy. I give it a 10, a 10.
Okay. So now that's perfect score.
10? I think this is like a 7 or 8. 7 or 8?
I don't know. It takes
shimmy.
guts to get out here and shimmy like that. I didn't see any of you boys down here shimmying. Thank you very much.
Hey, I'm not calling the man out at all. When you sell a play like that brilliantly, it's 10s all the way around, sis. 7-0 Utah with the lead. Well, the 15th annual State Farm Champions Classic is Tuesday night. 17th ranked Michigan State squaring off against number 9 Kentucky at 6:30 Eastern on ESPN. Then we'll have the exclusive reveal in the next college football playoff top 25. And at 9 Eastern, it's Kansas taking on Duke. So what's on the line here for Utah? Win tonight, according to the All-State playoff predictor, they have a 45% chance to make 12-team CFP field. Baylor needs a response. Fantastic hands. Picking it from the turf and sliding down safely is Ashton Hawkins.
I love these receivers for Baylor. It's our 3rd time covering this offense, and it's just speed on speed on speed. You give Hawkins the ball in open space, bam, a catch, turns into 6-7 more yards.
And that is how you sell it. You see Ryan Lindale looked like he just got hit by a forklift. So flag down after that contact.
I also think when you're 6'6", 312, if you start going one direction, it's a little hard to stop.
False start. Offense number 65. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
It felt like Utah was in the neutral zone. At least Lindale at the moment. That's the new starting left tackle in Sean Tompkins. And so that moves Baylor back. And it's first down, 15 to go. Robertson got some contact. That's 2 for Michael Trigg. You were talking about a football unicorn that's one of the most entertaining watches in college football with 2 drops.
Well, Sawyer's got the pressure and still is able to get this football off, and it's man-to-man coverage, and then once again he puts a beautiful, just perfect pass right in the breadbasket. You gotta find a way. If you're gonna be the top tight end in the NFL draft, you have to make those look routine.
Semi-finalist for the Mackey, considered the front runner. That award given to the nation's top tight end. Michael Turner, the tailback. He'll pick up the blitz, gives Robertson the time to throw, and finds Hawkins again. That was made by the young freshman running back, Turner, picking up the pressure.
That's awesome to see a freshman running back be able to pick that up, locate a linebacker running right down the middle, and then the physicality to man him up to give your quarterback the time to throw the football down the field.
3 catches, 62 yards now for Ashton Hawkins.
Man coverage.
Robertson hit, and that throw is behind, and there is a flag down. So the contact in the backfield was Jackson Benny, and then out on the perimeter, it was Elijah Davis going up with Ashton Hawkins.
Yeah, Elijah Davis, excuse me, easy call from the very start. Just grabbing Hawkins, didn't want to get beat deep again.
Pass interference. Defense number 9. Ball would be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
Easy call. Trying to do a double move, a little sluggo slant and go, and he bear hugs him. Essentially bear hugs the bear.
Baylor breaks the 50. Last time down in this territory, missed a field goal. Coming off a 30-3 win against UCF. It was followed by the bye week. Quick throws. Trigg with his first catch of the night. The tough one, it was thrown behind him.
You make the tough ones now. I want to see him make the routine ones down the field. Big body. And they're going after that matchup right now. It's him on against some of these safeties and linebacker. Right there, Benny, the linebacker. And you love that as a quarterback.
Turner, nothing there. So now if you're Utah, you want to tread lightly when it comes to Trigg and the early drops. The last thing you want to do is talk trash to the man, because Baylor, the coaches even told us that they've thought about trying to find a way to get someone else from the other team to talk trash, to make him mad early, because he goes to another positive level when that happens.
Is he the water boy? Is that what he is? He needs
Bobby
that?
Boucher?
Yeah, he's Bobby Boucher, and the tight end form right now. Gotta get him all mad, hot and bothered. No, he'll have plenty of moments throughout this game. He's too big, he's too fast, tremendous hands. I mean, you just go look at his highlights from this season. The amount of one-handers that he has on the sideline, in the back of the end zone. He is an absolute matchup nightmare.
That is Omar Ibidion limping off the field for Baylor as his starting right guard. And he has been arguably the best performer on that offensive line for Baylor all season. Has the best blown block percentage on the team. Just 6 blown blocks and 559 snaps coming into this game.
You don't want to lose that against this blitz-heavy, very physical Utah front 7.
3rd and 3.
same old press across the board. Who do you like?
Baylor 1 for 4 on 3rd down. Picked off, going the other way, and Elijah Davis will not come back. 65 yards. We tried to tell you, these corners are ruthless.
One of the best matchups you're going to see all weekend. These talented receivers, speedy receivers against these DBs. Sometimes the receivers are going to win, and guess what? Defensively, you got to have the memory of a goldfish. You just got to forget it. They're going to try a little bit of a rub, so him, and then underneath, you want to be able to pick the corner on the outside, and he essentially goes right underneath it. And that's just doing your homework, understanding 3rd down, medium, balls coming out quickly, being ready to jump it from your defensive back position.
Utah putting 14 points off quickly for Baylor, against Baylor, and it started, Baylor having a lot of momentum. The early 2 stops by the Bears defense, but then the long methodical touchdown drive for Utah, and you can't afford to have that long pick 6 here.
No, you can't. And just I don't even blame the quarterback there. I think that's just better defense. Again, understanding situational football, balls coming out, and just the aggressive nature in which this defense plays. And that's what it is. When you play a lot of man-to-man, you ingrain into the minds of your DBs, we're here to be aggressive, we're here to make plays, and they've been some of the best in the country this season.
Elijah Davis, Blake Cotton, Smith Snowden challenge you to find a more aggressive trio of cornerbacks in college football. They are that good.
What's the entire football team? We just talked about previously the offense and how aggressive they are, how physical they are. It's a culture thing right now for Utah.
Turnover number 18 on the season. Coming into this game, only 9 teams in the FBS had more turnovers than Baylor. And it goes back to our conversation with Dave Aranda at the beginning of the year. He told us when the team is going well, and it's pretty obvious, the turnover margin's a big deal. When they went on the run to end last regular season, they were taking care of the football, and their losses this season, playing giveaway. That one's into the end zone. It's a perfect time to catch up with Kevin Connors. Robertson back to work, giving it to Bryson Washington, and Washington will pick up 3 yards on 1st down, and that will bring us to the end of the 1st quarter.
That's the end of the 1st quarter.
Baylor had confidence coming off holding UCF to 3 points, but this is a different type of team they have with the Utah Utes. 14-0 Utah with the lead.
Coach Whittingham, slow to put points on the board, but things have changed there that last part of the quarter. What's working well for your team right now?
Well, starting to run the ball a little more downhill instead of laterally. That's helped out. And then obviously the pick 6 was a huge play. Great job by Scooby. And yeah, we just got to keep in rhythm offensively and keep the deep balls under control with our defense.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.
14-0 lead for Utah. The offense has scored once, the defense has scored once. Robertson lofting it for Trigg, and that is what Michael Trigg does. The contested catches when no one else can haul it in, number 1 will.
It's just strong hands. We just said it in the 1st quarter. The matchup they're looking at right now is Trigg against Benny, one-on-one, and gets Sawyer Robertson able to get that ball up and down before the safety in the middle of the field is able to go across and make a play on it. Usually at some point they're going to connect on some of those shots down the field to the big tight end.
And the epic comeback against Kansas State, which they trailed 31-17. Jake Spavital basically said, Trigg, take the game over, and he did. Robertson backside pressure, he's hit. And trying to force that in the tight window, looking for Cole Wilson.
As a quarterback, you face a defense that plays so much man-to-man coverage, and you have your matchup. We all know, everyone in the building knows it, we know it. That guy is Michael Trigg. You can overthink it sometimes to the quarterback and say, oh, the defense may know this. Stay true to what you see. If they play man against number one, I'm going to him every single time.
Bryson Washington, young man out of Franklin, Texas. Tough to bring down. Washington racing inside the 5. He's back. He looks fresh. He's got a 40-yard pickup.
Offenstein, the tight end, 85, comes around from right to left, has a knockout block to spring his running back, and it is good to see Seven out there doing his thing.
Another carry for Washington, showing patience and cut down right inside the 3-yard line. He was averaging 9 carries per game over the last 5. He had not broken a tackle in the last 3 games, but now he's got Baylor inside the 5, but will not get into the end zone as Utah bows up.
Right now, I need to get one on the field. Trigg in these situations, and he's coming on at the moment, was just on the sideline on that last play. Can you move him around right now? You have a bunch of smaller receivers. One's your big-time target.
Where do you want him?
Anywhere. I don't care. Just find a way to get him matched up and then call some plays for number one to get his hands on the football.
Right side of the line. Third and goal. It's going to be Turner with the carry. The freshman didn't get it. He got walloped. Tried to take on 2 Utes and it did not work. He was the meat in the middle of that sandwich.
He went for it. That's the problem. When you dive, you ain't going much further. You have no more energy left in those legs. He tries to elevate to get up. Love the attempt from the freshman running back. And he said it, just sandwiched between it. Interesting to see it. Get some more looks. Did that ball hit the plane? He's down to the ball.
4th down, Washington back in the game. Robertson throwing end zone. Josh Cameron. And more electric dance moves here in Waco.
Expecting a heavy box man-to-man coverage, you're just going to motion into the flat, and then Hawkins is going to run interference. Watch Hawkins run interference on the DB coming over in motion, makes him run the hump around, and then you just got to throw it to number 34 between the numbers to get on the board for the first time.
So what Hawkins did there,
He was running interference. That's it. That's all it is. Wasn't anything illegal from an offensive standpoint at all. This is a defensive guy over here trying to protect the defense.
75 yards for the touchdown, but Bryson Washington got it going.
Yeah, number 7. We said this offense has to get going, running the football. And 7 with the big old helmet, rumbling, stumbling down the field inside the red zone. And then Sawyer doing what Sawyer does, throwing touchdowns, making it 14-7.
Textbook Baylor touchdown drive makes it 14-7. A drive in which they got the big 4 going. Robertson, Washington, Trigg, all with plays. Will eventually set up Josh Cameron with his 6th touchdown catch of the season. Baylor trying to spoil the party. Utah trying to get into the CFP. Who will be out at quarterback for Utah? Lauren Sisler told us moments ago that Devin Dampier sprinted to the locker room, and indeed it's going to be the true freshman backup out of Oklahoma, Bert Ficklin. Now, a couple of games ago when Dampier was out, we saw Ficklin got the start against Colorado. He rushed for 151 yards, the most rushing yards for a quarterback in single game history. He's going to motion out as Wayshawn Parker, the running back, calls for him to come back in motion. Parker will take it. And running left side, Devin Bobby makes a tackle, and it looks like right now at the 50-yard line, Dampier is coming back onto the field. Making the heroes return. Let's check in with Lauren.
Yeah, Devin Dampier just ran back out of the locker room after that last drive. He had sprinted in there quite quickly with a couple of trainers by his side, and still working on getting an update on the reasons for his exit, but now it looks like he's taken the field.
And Utah fans, they're saying
it'll be second down.
Really doesn't matter why he went in as long as he's back out.
As long as he's back out there, but hey, listen, they have ultimate confidence in Bert Ficklin.
Oh, yeah.
You will see 15 on the field throughout this ball game.
Parker, so quick with those cuts. Keaton Thomas eventually gets there. He looks like he's doing a little slalom skiing out there.
Smooth, man. This is another third and short. Defensively, you're like, okay, we've been beat with the quarterback run. We've been beat with just a normal running game. And then we had a touchdown thrown over our heads because we were too aggressive. So there's a lot going through the mind defensively of how aggressive can I be in the linebacking spot, the safety spot. And Utah says we got them right in our hands right now.
Huge 3rd and 2. Ficklin at quarterback will keep Ficklin to the open field, and the freshman can fly straight into the end zone, 67 yards.
We just said 15 is going to play a role in this football game, and 3rd and short. 6'1", 200 pounds. He's a physical runner and then has the speed in the open field to take it the distance as well. I love the patience just coming around. You see big number 52 with the kick out block, make one guy miss, and there is no one left.
Longest run of the season by Bert Ficklin, who Kyle Whittingham described to us as the future of the quarterback position. He could help them get into the CFP right now, though, with that kind of versatility.
We've seen it at times this season, and then we just saw it right there. Utah doesn't just have one quarterback. They got 2 guys that are rolling right now. Utah extends their lead.
This was moments ago, the Baylor mascot with a sign that said, "Birds aren't real," but we're here to tell you that Utah will counter that with their freshman from Oklahoma, Bert Ficklin.
You get extra big bodies in there. 49's gonna do his thing. 52, this offensive staff talked about the best thing about what this O-line can do is they can all move in space. Tackles, guards can pull, get to the perimeter, and then utilize those kick-out blocks. And then as a running back, quarterback, whoever you are, you just gotta be patient, let it get set up, and then bam, use that burst to hit the explosive run.
Yeah, that Bert is for real. Bert Ficklin, 3rd FBS quarterback this season with multiple 60-yard touchdown runs. Unreal job, has emerged out of nowhere, essentially because Dampier was hurt against Colorado, and now that's just another weapon opponents have to prepare for. Cole Wilson from the end zone. Cole Wilson to the 20-yard line.
I mean, we may put our name in the hat to go get some plays today at this rate. I mean, everyone gets a touch. I feel it's like open tryouts every week to who's getting an opportunity to put their hands on the football on both sides, offensive and defensive players.
And how quickly momentum can change in this game, especially in the month of November when everything is on the line. Baylor claimed for some pride. Dave Aranda told us that the entire team knows that they've been hearing it, the talk that this team stinks. I mean, he's exaggerating, but just amplifying what the outside noise has been. They're trying to spoil the CFP hopes of Utah. Robertson 7-17 tonight. And that is the freshman Caden Knighton. So Knighton and Turner, the freshman running backs, have had to be big and play roles that they were not expected to play. That happened when Dawson Pendergrass, who was the 1-2 punch with Washington, was hurt preseason.
I do like the fact that Baylor has been running the ball 89 yards on the ground right now, 6.8 yards per carry here in the first half.
That's off the hands of Matthew Klopfenstein. Why do you think they're running it more?
Just you want to be able to set up the pass. I think too, at the end of the day, you put so much on the quarterback, especially in this offense. You get to this point of the season, it's a little bit exhausting. Don't get me wrong. When there's 75 plays in a game and you have to be responsible for every little decision, sometimes you just want to say, hey, just run the football, let our offensive line, let our running backs do the work.
Robertson with pressure coming. Complete. Hawkins picks up the first down, and that is catch number 4 for Ashton Hawkins.
Well, that's just tempo right there. Defensively unable to get set up.
You have a flag down, far side of the field.
Illegal shift. Offense, number 34, number 1. Moving at the same time. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, third down.
A little bit too fast for them, too. Yeah, it is an offense that you don't see that a lot because they're so used to getting up to the line of scrimmage, getting set, and going. So that may have been a little bit miscommunication. Who's on, who's off the football. And it's these two up top. Yeah, you see one guy's trying to say, hey, I'm on, you're on. And you have to make sure you're set before the ball is snapped.
3rd and 12. We'll see what kind of pass rush is dialed up. Morgan Scallon, fantastic DC. Coming from the right side, Robertson didn't see it, and he got chopped down in half. Oh my, Jonathan Hall was in a heartbeat.
Well, you have to understand where your hots are coming from as a quarterback, where's protection, and when do I need to get the football if a certain guy does come. And just too many defenders to the top of the screen. Really, that's on the right tackle. You would love for him. 74 is just late kicking out. They're presenting 3 rushers. That inside linebacker drops, and 74 has to continue to kick in order to take care of that blitzer. So really not at all on Sawyer Robertson. He should have been protected.
First 3 and out tonight for Baylor. This place is quiet. And we have a whistle and a flag down way back at the other side of the field at the 30.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
And here come some of the boos. Jonathan Hall, now 10 pressures over the past 3 games. Dave Aranda, 6th season as a head coach. Year number 2, won the Big 12, and it's been struggles ever since then. Palmer Williams punting right outside of his end zone. Here's Carvalho, who's wrangled down at the 38-yard line. Kevin Connors. Well, it was a 14-0 lead for Utah. Baylor came back with a touchdown strike to make it 14-7. Devin Dampier, during that drive, left the game, went to the locker room. Bert Ficklin took a snap. Dampier came back. And we've got a trick play here. The end round from Daniel Bray. And Bray slips out of Keaton Thomas's tackle. Winston misses one, and Thomas, that's all-out energy and effort. Thomas missed the first attempt and got him on the second one. But just talking about how wild this turn of events had been with Ficklin getting back in the game and scoring that long touchdown run.
Yeah, it's a lot of players, and that's why we love this offense, and the excitement of the ability of everyone to be able to feel like they're a part of it and get some touches. And the uniqueness of plays just like this. So good job defensively of being able to, you see big bodies, defensive linemen, linebackers, just said Keaton Thomas misses it, but then gets his butt right back up and is able to make a tackle.
21 points on the board for Utah. They have 3 completions, none to receivers. And a flag is down, and this will be a delay.
Prior to the play clock expiring, Utah has called their first timeout. 30 seconds.
So Utah gets that timeout in time. Dave Aranda talked to us about what makes this defense so problematic when it prepares to play Utah because Hunter Andrews, standout tight end, he was doing a lot for Utah. Got hurt earlier this season. When he went down, Utah has turned to multiple different types of bodies to fill all the different roles that Andrews played, and it's just more personnel difficult to prepare for.
You're trying to match, I mean, part of the defensive job for Aranda is to match personnel with personnel, match body types with body types, and when you're going in and out, you're trying to figure out, do we want to play essentially a nickel, which is more like a corner, or do we want to have 3 linebackers on the field that can kind of handle the run game as well? So it's a chess match which the offense is dictating to the defense, but it's just so difficult because a lot of times you don't have those type of, like those nickel bodies that can be physical in the run game and be ready to pass in the pass game as well.
As DC Matt Powledge summed it up brilliantly, saying Utah's offense is all about pictures and stories. The problem is there's just too many dang stories to prepare for. Bray motions back. Dampier pulls it. Too tall for Bentley, who had the touchdown catch earlier for Utah.
And he had him too. 2 high safeties, play action. Both safeties came up in support, and he's running right down the middle. Look at the safeties coming up. Had to get it up and over the linebacker, just a little bit too tall for the 6'4" tight end who is having a great season. They called it, he knew it, man. As soon as you get to line of scrimmage, you see those 2 high safeties, you're licking your chops.
The base is pounding here in Waco on 3rd and 12. Dampier hit and sails over the head of J.J. Buchanan. The pressure from inside by Kylan Reed helps force that incompletion.
Well, nice stop by this defense. Offensively for Baylor, 3 and out for the first time in this game. Defense has to get on the field and figure out a way to get their offensive ball back. And nice pressure right up the middle. Dampier's forced to get rid of the football maybe a little bit too early. No one open down the field.
Here's Orion Phillips to punt. Transfer from Missouri. 3rd punt for Phillips tonight. Some pressure there. And Josh Cameron wants the fair catch. Has to corral it and does at the 21-yard line. Baylor coming back on offense. Down 14 with 8:17 left in this critical first half.
It's win and you're in. Look at him go! And he did not get there! The Big 12 championship.
Playing for the right to get there. Texas Tech is the leader at 7-1. Utah's rival BYU at 5-1, and then multiple teams with 2 losses: Houston, Arizona State, Cincinnati, and Utah. As Baylor is back on offense. Out of that picture, but still fighting. Got a man free downfield. Robertson drops it. Perfect spot for Cole Wilson. Still up. And to the 16-yard line. 64 yards from Sawyer to Cole.
Live and die on the man-to-man coverage. You're just going to step on toes. Look, it's man across the board. You know it. And just get beat immediately. I mean, this ball, listen, if that ball was put out there 5 yards, could have been a touchdown.
Turner with the freshman and met by John Henry Daly. 2nd in the Big 12. Both tackles for loss and sacks. Only Tech's David Bailey has more in the conference. Washington will come back at tailback as Baylor is into the red zone for the 2nd time tonight. Utah has only allowed 18 red zone drives coming into this game, the fewest in the FBS. And they swing it out to Wilson, the man that got him down here. Wilson tried to go up and over Blake Cotton, who wasn't having any of it.
So the beauty when you throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage, the receivers are able to block. Watch 34 coming in, he's gonna block, and he's able to do this. It's not a pass interference because the ball is thrown behind the line of scrimmage. Nice design and nice block out there from Cameron.
Baylor has been fantastic in the red zone. 6 of 7 over the past 2 games. haven't been great season long. Washington right side and thumped. And try to get a push inside the 5, but that's where he will be stopped. And Aliki Vimahi was the man there that had that initial contact. 6'4", 302. That's going to stop most guys right there at the LOS.
I've been impressed this offensive line and their push, their physicality. I think they continue to go after it right now. They're going to spread this defense out. If you get a light box, I love the way Washington's been running the football.
And incomplete. He's initially looking for Michael Trigg. Don Saunders has really come on as of late as a 4th corner for Utah coverage.
Well, the matchup you want right now continues to be number 1, Michael Trigg against Jackson Benny, number 23 defensively. Jackson Benny, 6'2", 190. Michael Trigg, 6'4", 240.
Utah defense fantastic against tight ends this season. 17 catches allowed coming into this game. Washington met in the backfield and had to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. That might be a slight loss, as it was Lavani Damouni and Dallas Akalehi there to make the stop.
Now this is the 3rd and matchup situation, and we're going to show you where is number 1. Where is Waldo defensively? Do you put a safety over the top? So Michael Trigg, and he's matched up 1-on-1 with 23, but look, they got a safety over the top for help as well.
Robertson rolls the pocket. Here comes Benny, backside pressure, and thrown incomplete. And he was trying to find Jaden Porter.
Well,
field goal units coming out.
They're going to sprint out left and give their quarterback some time. And just overthrows. That's when you got to be ready to throw the football a hair bit earlier. Easier said than done, going to your left instead of to your right. Defensively, they're able to back up and force a field goal. Nice job defensively after the explosive pass play for the Baylor Bears.
Now with this team so aggressive, going forward on 4th down, you're surprised they're kicking the field goal here.
No, I like it. Get some points on the board. Feel good. Defensively, you're able to get a nice stop, and then turn around and put 3 on. 21-10. You feel pretty good about it right now. Let's go back to the last play. Trigg was matched up on the bottom. They're actually going to bring a corner blitz. You see Benny's going to blitz on the outside. You get 1-on-1 with the safety. He gets open, but you know, as a quarterback, you're rolling to the left. That is completely out of it. I don't agree. He's your best player. You have to give him a touch or an opportunity inside the red zone against this defense.
Well, for 20 years, All-State has celebrated every field goal and extra point made at participating universities by donating to the university's athletic scholarship fund, supporting all student athletes. Thank you to All-State. Well, the Baylor offensive staff told us that Robertson was going to have a lot of responsibility to check into quick throws at the line, because they even felt that the first read wasn't there. With the amount of pressure Utah gets, you would be in trouble if you went to your second read. So how much can they do at the line to make sure that initial read is Trigg?
Well, I think you have to know early on, and we're going to continue to harp on this, that it's man-to-man coverage. So you just have to, as a quarterback, you pick your best matchup and you take that shot. I think he's done a good job with that tonight, and they've missed some opportunities with a couple drops to create even more explosive play. So I'm liking what they're doing offensive, and I said that. I like the way they're running the football as well.
To the studio, Kevin Connors. Kevin, thank you so much for that update. Baylor 256 yards, the most in the first half allowed by Utah. Only 10 points to show for. Dampier back to work. A bullet Looking for the tight end, J.J. Buchanan. He makes the catch, and it's a first down pickup for the freshman out of Nevada.
That's catch number 16 for the freshman. I love him really shaving this route off in front of the safety, using his big body to protect it.
And Parker, no one was there. He's gonna go untouched. Too easy for Wayshawn Parker. 64 yards.
We're seeing explosive pass plays from Baylor and then explosive run plays from Utah, which is essentially the personality of both these offenses, the ability to run the football. And Parker, the shifty Parker that can make you miss. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's also got the speed as well.
And this is an offensive line that will mash you in the run game. They average 3.3 yards per carry before contact, per run, before contact.
It's 148 yards per game on the ground before anyone's even touched.
That is tops in the FBS, and now the decision to go for the field goal instead of the red zone tutty gets put into question with that Utah response to make it 28-10.
Yeah, you feel good, you move down the field, you got a 3 and out, you scored some points, and then bam, the jab right back at you. Let's count the box. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 for 5 with these 2 high safeties. This is just too easy with a team that wants to run the football. You got man on man. Look at the offensive line working their way up, taking care of the linebacker, and then the 2 high safeties. There is no one left at all. This is a run-first offense. You have to commit more bodies to stopping the run, or you're going to see more of that throughout the ball game.
Wayshawn Parker, 9 carries, 95 yards, closing in on his 3rd straight 100-yard rushing game. Got him in a transfer from Washington State. And if you don't know his name, he's going to be a household name pretty soon in college football, just scratching the surface of what he can become. But this is what you get when you got playmakers and an offensive line that's got bookend tackles that are projected to go in the 1st round.
How nice is that to have 2 tackles that are 1st round talent on the outside? But it's the entire offensive line has been great this season.
Here's Wilson. And Wilson will be stopped at the 24-yard line. Well, tomorrow on Sunday, NFL Countdown, NFC Showdowns, live reports and analysis from Lions, Eagles, and Seahawks, Rams. Plus, Jeremy Schaap tells the origin story of Buffalo's table-smashing tradition, and Oz the Mentalist goes inside the minds of the Rams. Sunday, NFL Countdown, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN.
That Oz stuff is crazy. You seen it, the Mentalist stuff?
Yeah, it's wild. To the point, I'm like, can it be real? What I know is real because I've seen it firsthand. The card tables, like the ones we got in front of us in Buffalo, off the top deck from the RV. Tradition like any other. Washington, he's got a hole to work through. Washington, tripped up just shy of the 50-yard line. Blake Cotton got him to prevent more damage, 25 yards.
He continues to absolutely roll. Look at the offensive line. Trigg, hey, look at number 1. Not only pass catching, but taking on linebackers in the hole.
Robertson, one-on-one, but that ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage by Logan Fano. So his brother is a projected 1st-round pick, and Fano is a guy that could end up playing in the NFL defensively.
Well, that's a nice job right there. Quick game, trying to get a little back shoulder fade to the outside and can't get to the quarterback. Fano at 6'5", able to get up there and knock it down.
Robertson wide open and overthrows Cole Wilson. That was at least going to be inside the 10, and maybe Wilson is in the end zone.
And these are the games you love as a quarterback because, we have there's 3-4 receivers that run in the 4-4 range, 4-3 range, and man, as soon as they get on top, they are gone. This is one that you just got to put on him. And he knows, I feel like he knew it right away. Like, I overthrew that.
With these corners, the shutdown nature, not going to have many opportunities like that. 9-24 tonight for Robertson. That is Josh Cameron. Pickup will be spotted just shy of the first down marker. 4th down. Baylor goes for it 51% of the time. Third highest rate in the FBS and lining up quickly here.
Knight in that running back spot.
Make sure you're set. Knighton will lean forward and falling beyond the sticks for the first down.
Knighton, 212 pounds, the right running back in that situation, and really just gained so much confidence from a week ago, really taking over as a running back, filling in, getting that 100-yard gain, and nice job just to extend right there to be able to get the first down to continue this drive.
Late in the play clock. Robertson looking left, comes back across the middle of the field and is corralled by Cash Dillon. Season high 4 tackles in each of the past 2 games. Redshirt freshman picking it up.
As a defense heading into this game, 25 sacks. They can get after the quarterback, but this starts with coverage down the field. But man, just a relentless rush on the outside. Able to get the sack and push him back a couple yards.
They got Jackson Benny back in the slot, top of the screen, number 23 on big number 1, Michael Trigg. It's been a fascinating battle all night long. Robertson looking that way, goes to Cameron. And Josh Cameron speeds forward for the first down. And that brings us to the 2-minute timeout.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
And Josh Cameron underneath, turns it up, picks up the first down. Baylor needs to catch this one in with 7. Looking forward to that. Baylor saying, hey, if Texas A&M could do it against South Carolina, why not us against Utah? Robertson to Cameron, his go-to guy, one of his best friends. On his pickup here on first down. What does Baylor have to do to punch this in?
I think they want to score points, obviously, here, but I think they need to look at the clock, too. Don't want to give Utah the ball. They've been shown to be able to score fast themselves, so it's kind of a mixture of play your offense, get the ball to your playmakers, but try to eat some clock up as well.
Washington sifting through traffic and takes it to the 25-yard line.
I think the one thing that Sawyer's done really well tonight is continue to spread the wealth. That was one of our keys in breaking him down heading into this game. It's not just Trigg, it's his receiver. So for him right now, it's kind of everyone has an opportunity versus defense to go out there and make a play here on 3rd down.
Last drive was a red zone field goal for Baylor. Also have a missed field goal earlier in this game. Robertson lofting it, the touch. And Cole Wilson was there. Robertson has not been on the mark. 12 of 28 now throwing.
Wide open, and he's fading away. Same thing. And Cole does a tremendous job stepping on toes, breaking past, and just doesn't even give him an opportunity. Ball seals out of bounds. You have to at least give your receiver a chance to win some 50-50 balls because the DBs aren't looking back in man-to-man coverage.
Broke free from Elijah Davis, who has the pick 6 tonight. Inside pressure. Robertson thrown from the back foot, and again, this one could have been picked off. He was looking for Nate Ritchie, or excuse me, he was looking for Josh Cameron. And Teo Johnson was there to go.
It's been a few times we've seen, and yeah, I get it. Utah's bringing pressure, but he's fading back a little bit too much and just throwing it up for grabs. You still have to throw it with a little bit of confidence. But this is an aggressive defense that's going to put some pressure on you. Just need to be a little bit more decisive than quarterback. Major missed opportunities there for that offense to put some points on the board.
Utah football with 1:06, 2 timeouts. Parker refusing to go down. He's hitting guys at the line of scrimmage and just still pushing forward. Cooper lands with the tackle.
I mean, this offense is pushing 200 yards of rushing in the first half, right at 10.6 yards per carry.
Dampier with a clean pocket. Now it breaks down. He's dancing. He's hit and dropped. Marion Winston coming up with his 3rd sack of the season.
Well, this is the one issue with this offense. Really don't have an explosive pass game down the field. Lack some playmakers that can go out there and win some one-on-one battles. So Dampier's going to go through his reads. No one's open. And then love the fight of this defense to continue to try to get after the quarterback. And Winston able to get his 3rd sack of the season.
2 sacks by the Baylor defense so far tonight. Up against a quarterback at Devin Dampier that just does not go down a lot. 7 sacks allowed all season by Utah coming into this game.
Utah right now, through the first half, has yet to get a receiver a reception. It's only been tight ends. So Ryan Davis, number 9, who leads the team with 56 catches, has not been involved at all. So this 3rd and long situation, let's see how aggressive Utah wants to be. Or are they satisfied just running the football, giving Baylor the ball back, and then just playing good defense to finish the half off?
Utah hitting that 50% on 3rd down tonight. Dampier taking a shot. How about this for aggressiveness? And incomplete, looking for Larry Simmons. DJ Coleman, the man in coverage for Baylor, and forcing a punt, and Baylor does not have to use a timeout.
Yeah, they got 2 timeouts to go, but this is, once again, the one weakness of this offense. Dampier on throws of over 15 yards, only 18% completion with 4 interceptions. It's just not an area this offense wants to live in, beating those 3rd and longs.
4th punt of the night for Utah. Cameron is back. Baylor backs off, high punt. Cameron has to come up for this one, calls for the fair catch. Good field position, 22 seconds left, all 3 timeouts remaining.
And I'll say this for Utah right now, you've been beat over the top multiple times this game. Some completions, obviously a lot of missed opportunities there for Sawyer Robinson. I'd play this a little bit more, keep everything in front. If you give up a field goal, you give up a field goal. The last thing you want to do defensively is give up a touchdown before halftime and make this a 28-17 game.
And let me correct myself here. Our score is wrong. There's 2 timeouts remaining for Baylor. And we have that updated now. 22 seconds left for Sawyer Robertson. It's been a struggle. His receivers have gotten open. There's been some drops. More overthrows, though, from Robertson. Robertson hit as he throws. Caught! And still rolling is Ashton Hawkins. Going backwards, cutting it up to the 30. Hawkins in scramble mode for that 26-yard pickup.
They actually went to a cover 2 defense. We're so used to seeing man-to-man. Really nice job by Sawyer Robinson, seeing the 2 high safeties. Gets through his read. The offensive line protects. He's able to throw that big dagger route, which we love, versus cover 2. And then let your Hawkins kind of do the rest from there.
Now, with that long run, you also kill some of the clock. So now you're dealing with 10 seconds left. There is a Utah player limping off the field. That's number 91, Jonah Lea'ea. And they're going to put more time back on the clock for Baylor here.
We just got a little nugget of, hey, defense is trying to be a little bit different in 2-minute situation. Add 2 more seconds to the play clock. Playing zone there instead of man. Let's sure to see if Utah goes back to man-to-man now. And also, too, you have to learn as a quarterback, hey, this defense may want to bring pressure to try and push us out of field goal range. So all this in the back of Sawyer Robinson's mind right now.
4-man rush for Utah. It gets there. Robertson nearly tripped, stays up. Cameron with the adjustment. Cameron to the end zone. How'd he do it? Baylor refuses to go away. 29-yard touchdown.
That was all Sawyer Robertson being creative because the right tackle completely whiffs on the outside. Logan Bondo has an opportunity to get the sack. Sawyer slips him. And then 34, Mr. Josh Cameron, Mr. Reliable, finds a way to create some separation and then catches it and then gets in the end zone.
Hawkins with the extra point, and it's 28-17.
Let's watch how you get open. When a quarterback gets outside the pocket, you have to find a way to uncover. Right there, bam! Get vertical, you're in scramble mode right now, and I love the adjustment. Not the perfect ball, but look at the quarterback. Step up, feel that pressure on the right side, keep your eyes down the field. Wow. And then throws a catchable pass, and then Josh Cameron's able to do the rest. And we just said it, for Utah, man, you cannot give up a touchdown before half. And Baylor says, give me a couple plays, we'll make it happen.
Look, it's been a tough season for Baylor. So many expectations with the way they finished last season that were squarely on Robertson, Josh Cameron, and to a large extent, Bryson Washington. But it's been a tough ride. Robertson's had some issues with accuracy at times, especially on third down. Washington and Cameron just uncharacteristic with ball security, which has held them back at times, trying to make it click at the right time. Dave Aranda knows all the talk around this program about underachieving, about his job status as well. A lot of uncertainty right now. We're living in the moment here tonight in Waco. And that's into the end zone. Utah football at the 25-yard line. There's the Taco Bell Liv Ma student section. Only one student section can claim the title of Liv Ma student section of the year. Who will take home the trophy this year? Well, Baylor has a tradition with the freshmen running out, part of the Baylor line. And this is now a Big 12 tradition that started up in Stillwater at Oklahoma State this season, where you got all the dudes, they get together in one section, probably where they can get the most airtime and rip off the shirts.
You're just jealous because you know you want to get a little toasty.
Don't want to flex on them.
Don't flex on them, Lowell. Keep it in your shirt.
Well, that was a slow start to this game, and it got interesting real quick. Utah with three. Welcome back to Waco, Texas. Lowell Galindo here with Darren Murray. And if I were to tell you coming into this matchup that Baylor puts up 362 in the first half, you'd probably say what about the Bears?
Yeah, that they scored like 30, 40 points. That's a lot of yards in the first half. And guess what? They made so many missed opportunities. They could have had north of 400 yards in the first half. They got to capitalize on them. But let's look at the highlights from the first half. And it starts with Utah. And then defensively, these corners, we knew they were going to be aggressive. Elijah Davis jumps a third down play right there, takes it to the house. And then on the other side, the backup quarterback, Bert Fickman, comes in there, takes one to the house. And then Wayshawn Parker. You want to play a five-man box defensively? Guess what? Ain't enough guys to stop number one. But Baylor won't go away behind number 34, Josh Cameron, with his second touchdown reception of the ball game just before the half ended. This is a game of fireworks, and expect nothing different here in the second half.
Utah won the kick. They deferred, so they get the football here to start off the second half. And it's a short kick, and it is returnable. Rayshawn Glover will cut it through to the 18-yard line. So the first big blow really delivered by Utah when Devin Dampier left the game. And Bert Ficklen came in and produced one of 3 touchdowns for the Utes that you just showed, covering at least 16 yards. He's got one of those long runs. Wayshawn Parker does as well, and then the defensive pick 6.
I mean, they're essentially getting a first down every time they touch the ball, running at 9.4 yards per carry there in the first half.
20-17 lead for the Utes, despite the fact a receiver does not have a catch in this game. Pulls it from Daniel Bray, and this is going to be Bert Ficklen. Ficklen squeezing through for the 3-yard pickup. Let's check in with Lauren Sisler.
Hey guys, talking to Coach Whittingham coming out of the locker room, he said, look, defensively we are not tackling well, we are not defending the deep ball. And then on the offensive side of the football, he says, look, we're getting points on the board, but overall we are not in rhythm. And he said the message to the team is simple as this: 30 minutes, it's the most important.
Dampier taking the snap. Dampier feeling the pressure, running past Jackie Marshall and scrambling for the first down pickup. These next 30 minutes, what does it mean? Well, according to the All-State playoff predictor, if Utah wins, they've got a 45% chance to make the college football playoff. If they lose, it drops below 1%. They are essentially done. Dampier and Ficklin both in the game. Dampier, bottom of the formation, number 4 in red. Utah told us we would see both quarterbacks on the field more at the same time. Bray, oh, what a tackle by Devin Bobby on the perimeter.
That's an incredible tackle by Bobby on the perimeter, because that Daniel Bray, when he gets in the open field, the quickness, the shiftiness, the speed, you do not want to be in open space with him. So for Bobby to come down there and make the tackle, we said at the beginning of the broadcast, those guys from the third level, the safety position, have to be willing to come up there and make plays like that.
Ficklin leads the field, but now you got to contend with Wayshawn Parker in those neon pink shoes. On the bottom of his getaway sticks, and boy, can he leave in a flash. Here is Wayshawn Parker, and he is back in the hole by Kendrick Simpkins. Good to see him back for Baylor. Did not play in the last game against UCF.
This is an offense that average to go in third downs right around 5.5 yards. Present the opportunity to run it from Dampier, still get the ball in the perimeter. Like you said, at some point you would love to see one of these receivers make a play in the pass game.
Third and 4. Dampier, nowhere to go. Stonewall. Keaton Thomas makes his stop in the backfield. The spark and the energy that you would expect from a Baylor defense, coming off a win against UCF, in which they held the Knights to 3 points. Only the 4th time since 2006 Baylor kept a Big 12 opponent from scoring a touchdown.
Look at him, he's all eyes on the quarterback, and he's going to blitz right off the edge, gets underneath the tight end, able to get in the backfield along with number 93 as well, DK. And that's how you started off for this defense.
Ryan Phillips, punt number 5, booting it a lot more than we anticipated coming into this matchup. Cameron had the touchdown catch at the end of the first half, calls for the fair catch. Sawyer Robertson, the first half stats underwhelming when it comes to the accuracy, 14 of 31. Early on, it was early drops by Michael Trigg, but as the first half went on, he missed a lot of throws.
Yeah, this is, a lot of big plays were made from the quarterback spot, but a lot of plays were left, a lot of yards were left out there to be gained. So I think for him, it's just understanding you're going to get a lot of the same here in the second half. You're going to get some more opportunities to push the ball vertically down the field. Let's go out there and hit them now.
The chance of Let's Go Sawyer here inside McLean Stadium. They love the native of Lubbock. One-on-one coverage and laying it out is Cole Wilson. Cannot make, which would have been a ridiculous catch. There is Smith Snowden in coverage.
Well, I think these DBs have to know too that, hey, when I'm in press man-to-man coverage, single high safety, expect the fade route, because they've gone to it 5 or 6 times in this game, and that was a well-thrown ball, but just better coverage by Smith Snowden down the field.
Opponents, when they target Snowden, only completing 32% of their passes. Definition of a shutdown corner. And we have movement resulting in a flag.
Ball start. Offense number 7. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
It's going to go on Washington.
And he felt the pressure there coming from the linebacker spot, and he was willing to get up there and get in. If you're a running back and you start to move forward, just keep moving and essentially go in motion and then get reset. That way you don't get called for the penalty.
It was Washington's 40-yard run that set up the first touchdown of the game by Baylor. Backed up here, 2nd and 15. Not where you want to be against a Utah defense that has the #1 pressure rate in college football. Four-man rush. Robertson comfortable in the pocket, double pumps, and coming back to help him is Cameron. Slips a tackle, cuts it back, and takes it just shy on the 40-yard line. Josh Cameron, senior from Cedar Park, is getting hot.
One of the few times they've actually gone back into zone coverage, and quarterback had enough time to get up in the pocket, get to his third read to make the completion.
Washington. I love the numbers in this conference. The Big 12, the only conference in America with quarterbacks wearing 47 and receivers wearing 34.
I still can't get over the Bear Bachmeier. I think he's a long snapper, number 4 quarterback on the depth chart. You know, just in case everything goes wrong with the first 3 guys, you put him out there. But he's had a heck of a freshman year there at BYU.
Cameron, former walk-on. It has come to epitomize what Baylor wants in a student athlete here in Waco. Here comes the pressure. And it's thrown off the fingertips of Cole Wilson. They recognized it. Did he have more time there?
He continues to back up and throw off his foot. The amount of times that we talked about this in the first half, as a quarterback, you're going to get hit. It's part of the game, but you cannot play the game scared. You cannot be retreating when there's really no pressure. He's throwing off his back foot. He's not stepping into it and throwing with accuracy. And it just, there's nothing there, man. Step into it and make the throw.
Seems like the blocking held up as well.
There.
3rd and 10. Baylor 20% tonight. Robertson, and it's complete low throw, but Josh Cameron with the secure hands moved the chains, give him a first down.
Well, it's the same exact route they just had a few plays ago to get the Josh Cameron versus a cover 2 look, and just sits right in there in the zone between the safety and the corner, presents his numbers, and a nice completion to get the first.
Cameron coming off a 3-catch, 5-yard performance against UCF. Tonight, 2 touchdowns. This is vintage Josh Cameron. Fresh set of downs for Robertson. Once again, one-on-one. Oh, boy! Josh Cameron only needs 1. Feed him, because he's going to haul it in.
Man, love the throw, pressure in the face, and this is what we're talking about. In the missed opportunities in the first half, or when you had these one-on-ones, and at times the receivers didn't even have a chance to put a hand on the football. Let your guys go out there and see if they can make spectacular plays like that, because they are very talented on the outside.
He is so strong. Known for the contested catches, acrobatic catches, case in point there. Looking to Cameron, comes back to Wilson in traffic, and drawing a flag is Cole Wilson. There were 3 Ute defenders in the immediate area.
You know what this reminds me of right now? We'll get the call first just to confirm that this is on the defense.
Pass interference, defense number 2. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
But growing up, me and my buddies would just go in the backyard and replay. Essentially, you got mossed. It'd be one-on-one. You have a quarterback, and you knew it was just fade balls. It was like me, you versus me, go route. Who's going to win the one-on-one battle? And right now, this defense just continues to line up one-on-one, and they continue to throw fades. It's, can you throw an accurate football, and can you win your one-on-one matchup and see if you can get mossed?
No Michael Trigg in this game, who's made it more getting trigged here in Waco. Trying to cash in the red zone. Backside pressure. Robertson got out of it. Still fighting, but the second effort hits home, and Utah has its 3rd sack of the night.
I just love the mentality of this defense, because they don't care that they've gotten beat deep. They don't care the fact that they've gotten some PIs on the outside as well. They're just going to bring pressure and essentially play a one-high safety man-to-man and trust that their DBs are going to give them the amount of time to get 1, 2, 3 defenders at the quarterback to bring him down.
Jonathan Hall with the pressure. Lander Barton finished it. Late in the play clock. Washington got a couple. Just shy of the original line of scrimmage. This has been the area of the field, though, that has been problematic in this game specifically for Baylor. They have a missed field goal inside the 30. They went for it on a 4th and goal from the 6 with a field goal instead of looking for the end zone, which led to 3 points. Got to be better here against Utah.
They do, but guess what? At the end of the day, if you can kick a field goal, it's a one-score game all of a sudden here midway through the 3rd quarter. So still got to protect the football. Don't be afraid to make a play, but understand field goal gets it to within 1 score.
Trigg now in the slot on the right side of the formation. It's been a slow night for him. A couple of early drops, 2 catches, 33 yards.
For middle linebacker pressure, when they begin this 5-man look, they bring pressure. Here comes
Robertson, tipped, nearly picked off. Went through the hands of Trey Reynolds. Was thinking about erasing that red zone drive, and the field goal unit comes out.
What they've been doing is essentially putting 5 defensive linemen and then bringing the linebacker, number 3, to put some pressure in the quarterback's face, and he ends up tipping it to Mooney. And 2 defenders there on Michael Trigg, but nice blitz, and then being able to tip the football from the linebacker spot.
31-yard attempt here for Connor Hawkins. And Hawkins put the through the upright, so 3 red zone trips, 13 points, and when you're chasing a team like Utah, the explosiveness going to need more than that. But a 1-score game here in the 3rd quarter in Waco.
Introducing Verts. Swipe for news and highlights. Now available on the ESPN app.
Welcome back to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Geico. Utes at a 28-10 lead over Baylor after a 64-yard touchdown run by Wayshawn Parker. Josh Cameron has decided to go off, and it's an 8-point game. Utah with the return. Wayshawn Glover smacked at the 20-yard line. Devin Dampier, number 1 QBR in the Big 12 coming into this game. Number 1 in completion percentage in the conference. However, 4 of 11 passing tonight over the previous 3 games, completing 54% of his passes. So as the Big 12 schedule has heated up, that completion percentage has cooled off. Dampier throwing on the run, feeding the tight end, and it's Bentley who goes airborne and lands about 5 yards out of bounds on the Baylor sideline. The man that started the scoring for the Utes in this game.
This is nice when we talk about how can we get the pass game going. This is not an offense that wants to push the ball vertically down the field through the pass game. Just nice, easy, get your athletic quarterback on the move, give him a little completion, and then just show something different to this defense that's just really been seeing a lot of run.
Dampier now at receiver, top of the screen. Bert Ficklin in at quarterback. Ficklin with the fake, he will run it. Picks up a block on the right side. Ficklin, the hezzy, shoves the defender out of the way. Ficklin still motoring. Come on now, the kid's a star. A 74-yard touchdown run from Bert Ficklin, and he showed off the entire skill set on that scoop.
He is unbelievable in the open field, man. Just so difficult to get down. Physical runner, relentless runner. The offensive line getting out front, and then it's just, hey, I want this more than you. One stiff arm, get off me, missed tackle, another missed tackle, and then just the speed.
Shoved Tyler Turner out of the way right there.
How can you not be impressed with this freshman quarterback, man? Devin Dampier is an absolute beast, but then to be able to say, hey, let's mix it up and get Ficklin in there to get him some snaps. This has been, we knew this offense was multiple and everyone has an opportunity, but right now the freshman having himself a ball game with his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game.
Baylor Athletic Director Mack Rhodes is on a leave of absence amid a university investigation. Earlier this week, he stepped down from his role as the chair of the College Football Playoff Committee for personal reasons. Rhodes told ESPN on Thursday he initiated the leave but declined to say why. Baylor told ESPN's Adam Rittenberg the university received allegations on Monday, but those claims do not involve Title IX, student welfare, NCAA rules, or the football program. Arkansas AD Hunter Yurachek takes over as CFP chair, while Utah AD Mark Harlan assumes the open spot on the committee. 35-20 lead for Utah. From here on out, their CFP hopes hang in the balance of every game they will play. Interestingly enough, according to the All-State Playoff Predictor, they have a better chance of getting into the 12-team field without playing in the Big 12 championship game. I guess the theory and reasoning there, risking a potential third loss on the season.
Yeah, losing to Texas Tech, that's just absolutely rolling right now inside in the Big 12. So first things first, you got still a lot of time left in this game against an offense that has been creating a lot of explosive plays.
Now Robertson's hot, been doing it with Josh Cameron, and here is the youngster, Michael Turner. They have two Baylor running backs wearing the Guardian caps over the helmets, just taking every extra measure possible to stay healthy for this stretch run.
And listen, I like the Guardian helmets. I think it's a great thing. A lot of teams are incorporating them in practice to take some hits off the head. I think you'll continue to see more and more guys start using them in actual gameplay as well.
Caden Knighton, the tailback. Robertson shooting it downfield. Ashton Hawkins with the catch and takes it to the 40-yard line. Hawkins now with 5 catches and creeping up on 100 yards. That will put him just over the century mark tonight.
Nice blocking up front, and that's the thing. If you can't get to the quarterback bringing 5 and you have 3 or 4 seconds, someone eventually is going to get open. It's a matchup they've been liking.
As Cole Wilson. Instead, back to Hawkins. It ain't broke, don't fix it. Means misnoted. Out of bounds.
I love this right here because the corner on the outside is going to back up thinking that, hey, they may throw the outside fade. So he stays on top, and they said, if you're going to do that, then we're just going to throw the ball underneath. See 2 DBs staying back. You take the quick throw, and you get the first down.
Here's the other freshman running back. Caden Knighton picks up 2. Wild to think that Sawyer Robertson has 324 yards passing. Bryson Washington is a tick under 100 yards rushing. You've got 2 100-yard receivers in Cameron and Hawkins, yet you are down by 15 points with 442 yards of offense against an elite, uber-aggressive Utah defense.
Yeah, and some of the best, the best tandems of cornerbacks in this conference as well.
Ball is getting out quick, and he's finding the playmakers. Who wants it? Who's ready for their time to shine? Hawkins says, me.
And I like this right now from this offense, past few pass plays of just taking quick completions, because you do have a defense right now that's starting to play a little bit softer, finding ways to stay on top, whether that's a corner, protecting his nickel, the nickel corner on the inside. So just take completions. Those guys will start creeping up again, and then bam, that's when you take your shot down the field.
So Baylor has more of the explosive plays, but Utah with more of the backbreakers. 60-yard plus, 3 of those, not including a pick 6.
Double press up here.
Play clock winding out. Washington with the carry. And Washington will not break out of the tackle from Lander Barton. His mom and dad, both student athletes in Utah. Both brothers as well. His sister, so he's trying to keep this legacy going in Salt Lake.
Keep it rolling. That's one right there. I would have thought Sawyer, who has complete command of what's going on in this offense, would have checked to some sort of route combination to the field with 2 guys pressed.
Got to have it here on 4th and 3.
It's your matchup right there. You know it's man-to-man. 1 on number 23.
And a flag is down. And it's going to be a false start.
False start. Offense number 74. 5-yard penalty 4th down.
That one hurts, especially when it was a 4th and 3, back it up to a 4th and 8. And that's on the right tackle, Caden Siraki. Penalties has been a real issue for this Baylor offensive line. Tackle spots on both sides have been problematic for the Bears all season long. Now it's 4th and 8. Robertson trying to run, will not even come close because John Henry Daly finally hits home. The most destructive defensive force outside of Lubbock makes the play, and it's a turnover on downs. And there he is, number 90. I will find you, he says. And it's Utah's football up by 15.
Recap brought to you by AutoZone. It's been all about the run game for Utah. And the backup quarterback, the true freshman, Bird Thicklin, showing off the speed early on this game. And then you want to put 5 defenders in the box. Number 1, Parker's going to take it to the house. And then back to the freshman quarterback, giving stiff arms down the field on his way to his 2nd big rushing touchdown of the game.
And Dampier with the pitch to Wayshawn Parker. Fine setup play on 1st down. Set up 2nd and open playbook here. And I think when it comes to Bert Ficklin, he's graduated from backup quarterback to weapon.
Yeah, just, you know, a lot of guys get labeled athlete out of high school. You're just a weapon on this team. Defensively, like wherever you are, you're just a weapon. How can we get you in the game? And it's just such a stress for defenses trying to figure out what's going on.
And here is the elusive, electric Wayshawn Parker to the 34-yard line.
It's just so many ways, besides throwing it to the receiver, that this offense can roll right now. I mean, it's crazy. You're having all the success, and not a single receiver has touched the ball in this game, in the pass game. Look at that cut. Is an offense heading into this game 148 yards per game before contact. 148.
So Ficklin now at quarterback, and Ficklin will keep. Ficklin, these cuts are ridiculous from all the offensive players.
Oh my goodness, it's foot in the ground, bam. It's just, I think the best word you just said a few minutes ago, they're just a bunch of athletes, man. They're just playing backyard football. And it's how can I get my athletes in space and make their defense look silly.
And the more the guys like Bert Ficklin and Daniel Bray have emerged means the less they have to use defensive players like Smith Snowden and Jackson Benny on offense to make
so much fun to use those guys.
It is. And here is Parker. And Parker, there's bodies flying all over the place, and you would imagine it's the 200-pound running back. But it's the big boys that are flailing once Parker makes contact.
I think a lot of the reason why this offense can go is because of the big boys up front. This offensive line is so talented. Still have 2 first-rounders on the tackle positions. Other guys on the inside that have been playing at a very elevated level this year. They're physical. And that's one thing that both these tackles, they're not just great athletes, but they're physical too. It's a really deadly combination that allows them to run the football as effectively as they do.
Dampier quarterback here for the 3rd and 3. Checking on the sideline. Play clock winding down. Just gets the snap off. Dampier faked the pitch, cuts it back up, and picks up the 1st down. We talked to Kyle Winningham about what intrigued him with this Jason Beck offense when he came from New Mexico, and it was the multiple personnel groupings and just how devastating they were with athletes on the ground. He thought about himself in his past life as a DC. How would I stop these guys? Not a fun task.
It's not easy at all. I mean, you're talking about this offense right now, 39 points per game, 2nd in the conference, 267 yards rushing per game, which is 1st in the conference, total yards at 2nd. No one has figured them out. And this is another thing right here. You're bringing in 7 big bodies.
Parker. And that will take us down to the end of the 3rd quarter. And I'll say this, finally Utah reaches the red zone. the first red zone trip for Utah, and they've got 35 points on the board because it's been the explosive play. Trying to close this one out and stay alive in the CFP race. Fourth quarter coming up. This is the Big 12 on ESPN. Must-win November game for Utah if they want to keep their hopes for a college football playoff appearance alive. With the win, it would be a 40% chance, according to the All-State playoff predictor. That number has dropped from what it would have been entering today. Loss by Cincinnati does not help the strength of record for Utah. All they can control, though, is what they do here. Ficklin, the pop pass, and on the spot to J.J. Buchanan. That's one true freshman to another.
He can do it all, ladies and gentlemen. He's not just a quarterback that runs it, but everyone's thinking pass or run, and then you see the linebacker stepping up, and just a little sidearm flick. I mean, you're a lefty, Lowell. You could have done that. That looked like you out there.
Let's not get carried away. We got the Rhino package now with Sione Otuapuaka and Simi Taulonga. Big bodies out there in this formation, all about power. Although we saw this look on a 3rd and 1 in which Dampier threw for a touchdown. Option, the pitch. Dakari Rogers cuts it back up, and he's in. The power back with the second effort. And will that be enough to put Baylor away?
Just straight up option. Almost looked like there's going to be a quarterback power sneak, and then he pulls it up. And let's see if 21 keeps the knees up as he extends. I think he's...
I don't see anything that... No, that's a touchdown.
Oh, I don't know if we have a view right down the line.
If it stands, it will be the 4th touchdown run by Utah.
Once again, the name of the game for this offense, get athletes in space. You get 21 the ball. Rogers in space, one-on-one with a corner. He fakes like he's going outside, puts his foot in the ground, and then extends to get in. And I'm with you, man. It's so bang-bang. Play on the field is called a touchdown. I think this is going to be very difficult to overturn this one.
Yeah.
He's extending. Let's look. It's when the knee goes down. That left knee's down.
But we still don't know where the ball is in relation to the goal line there. And yeah, so it is a touchdown for Dakari Rogers, number 9 on the ground. Cameron Dickey from Texas Tech, the only Big 12 running back with more touchdown runs. And it is now the largest lead of the game for Utah, 42-20. So they take that turnover on downs, get to the red zone for the first time tonight, and they're able to punch it in. But going back to this offense, it's not a lot when you're talking about a run-heavy team and you use the word creativity.
Yep.
They are creative with the way they run the football.
Extremely creative. It's been a lot of fun to watch them here this evening.
Our Week 11 Monday Night Football matchup, Cowboys taking on the Raiders, 8 Eastern on ABC, ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and the all-new ESPN app with Peyton and Eli on ESPN2. We showed you those numbers from the All-State playoff predictor on how the percentage of the chance to reach the CFP with the win is 40 compared to us projecting it at 45 coming into this day. Really, it's a lot of the teams in that pack midway through the rankings with Utah all won today. Teams like USC, Michigan, OU with the huge win right above them.
The team that may lose, though, Texas losing to Georgia right now, that's one that they could drop back and then move Utah up too. So, man, it's going to be a crazy next couple weeks in college football.
Let's kick it to the studio with Kevin Connors. Kevin, thanks for the update. It's a 42-20 lead here for Utah. Baylor back to work. there's the pressure on Robertson. Gets the throw off, and Michael Trigg makes the catch. And he is going to be spotted not 1 yard shy of the line to gain. Trey Reynolds with the stop, holding on for dear life.
Let's just see what this defense does right now. You're up a pretty good amount. You want to be able to continue to bleed some clock, bleed some time, and not give up quick scoring points to allow Baylor to really feel like they're still in the football game.
Well, they were down at one point by 18. They came back with a touchdown to Josh Cameron to make it 28-17. And at that point, Robertson and Cameron had it rolling. It was a game. Robertson, and it's overthrown. How many times have we said that tonight? We're looking for Cole Wilson. They're getting the one-on-one looks, but what's happening?
I mean, but Snowden the past couple of times has done a really nice job of staying stride for stride with the speedy receivers that Baylor has. But I would still like, from a quarterback spot, they're playing man. They're not looking back. At least allow your receiver to go up there and make a play, whether it's a back shoulder, 50-50, because a lot of times it could be a pass interference.
3rd and 1 here. Cade Knight, the tailback. Robertson, 21 of 42. That percentage has gotten a lot better in the second half. Knight hit his own man. And the second effort is good enough for the first down. Also should be pointed out, it's not enough to just say one-on-one coverage. It's pointing out who the one-on-one is against.
This is true. These are some really good man-on-man. That's the reason why they play man, because they believe in these guys can play at a very high level. They have the speed to cover down the field as well.
Robertson, late throw.
And the reason why you play man-to-man compared to zone is because you force a quarterback to be perfect. Because what have we talked about tonight? We've talked about Sawyer has not been perfect.
Yeah.
But that's because of the man-to-man coverage. It forces you to put balls in very tight windows. So yes, you give up the ability to maybe, be perfect defensively and not give up explosive plays, but you force the quarterback to play at an elevated level, play after play after play, and it's very difficult to do.
And you mix that in with some dynamic pass rushers, and good luck. Robertson just crushed, picked off. Will this be the second pick six of the night? Trigg says no, but Trey Reynolds has the second interception, and this is inside the 10. And that was
Rolling on the field with an interception. First down, Utah.
those outside guys holding the ground long enough for the pressure to get there.
Yeah, and it was just straight pressure, man, and be able to get the quarterback and knock him, and the ball then goes right to the defender, but it's all on two guys, bam, bam, and just not enough blockers to handle the blitz to the front side. Running back takes one, and then on the outside comes Jackson Benny to be able to knock Sawyer Robinson and force interception. And really, you would have loved that left guard to push out a little bit sooner to allow the running back to take the number 2 blitzer. But still, the speed of this defense was just a little bit too much.
Freshman Ficklin and a quarterback. Bray the motion man. Ficklin keeps. And Bird takes it inside the 5-yard line. Freshman out of Oklahoma. Muskegee. There is Sawyer Robertson, the experience. Quarterback out of Lubbock. It has not been his night, and really has not been his season. Keep in mind, he had the highest QBR a season ago from returning quarterbacks this year. He was supposed to carry this offense, and for whatever reason, it has not come to fruition.
He's still tied heading into this game with touchdowns in the FBS, and it's a lot to do with just the number of times his offense throws the football. But I agree, it's just been underwhelming at times for him.
And here is the counter to Rodgers with the most recent Utah touchdown. So set up a 3rd and goal here for the Utes. And Wayshawn Parker coming back in. We have a stoppage. A Baylor player is down. We'll check in on that injured Baylor Bear when we return to Waco.
The College Football Playoff begins December 19th, and concludes with the national championship January 19th on ESPN.
Utah certainly right in the mix for that CFP race. Moments ago, this was Jacob Redding, breakout star, former walk-on who's become one of the best safeties in the Big 12, limping off the field, but he rejoined the team huddle immediately. Looks like he's chomping at the bit to re-enter the game. This is the current situation. Utah looking for the knockout blow if they already have not delivered it. A 42-20 lead. Game that has featured 3 Utah offensive touchdowns of at least 60 yards. And third down. Goal to go. Dampier. And Wayshawn Parker just toying with his victim. Keaton Thomas saying, come a little closer. I got something for you. That was not nice.
I mean, they're going to bring the all-out pressure, and then they're going to offensively have 5 defenders or 5 receivers out in route. So as a quarterback, you know, hey, where's my hot receiver? It's going to be my running back. Let me get the ball out to him right now. You're going to force a linebacker to run through all that traffic and then make a tackle as well. And Keaton Thomas just unable to do it. And the shimmies have just been on point tonight. Lauren Sisser just got to be smiling. We got to rank them. We should have like a shimmy ranking off of some of these fabulous dance moves after the touchdowns.
All shimmy team, Wayshawn Parker. I mean, if you're gonna bust out the neon pink shoes, you better have moves like that. I'm telling you though, Parker is a young man that will be one of the stars of college football in the very, very near future. And with moves like that, a household name for sure.
ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by Geico. It feels good to Geico.
Well, if you're going to score this often, you need the choreography to go along with it. And both teams have had an opportunity, but more opportunity to show the moves for Utah because they got just shy of half 100 on the board here in Waco. Here's Kyle Whittingham, second longest tenured coach in college football, and just a great example of why you've got to stick it out. There's been some lean years for this Utah program. The past couple of seasons have not been great, but man, they've got a contender now. Let's check in with KC. Well, Kevin and Trevor, it may be no surprise to you guys that Aaron Murray is also paying close attention to what's happening on ABC in that matchup. But locked in on this one. Here's Knighton with nowhere to go. The solo stop made by Levani Demouni, Big 12's active leader in career tackles with more than 300 in his career.
This defense is definitely giving up some explosives, but man, you look up overall and give up 462 yards, more than 20 points against this offense. They've been pressed just as much as their offense has on the other side of the ball. Looking into this bear front.
Pressure picked up. Cameron in traffic. And Josh Cameron dragging 3 Utah defenders and still finishing this run on his feet.
Man, he's been just a highlight reel for this offense here today, and he's had some ups and downs this season. One game early on this year, what, two fumbles?
Yeah.
And then just continues to bounce back. Had some drops, but number 34 just so reliable on the outside.
Let's check in with Lauren with more on Josh Cameron.
Josh Cameron has been a phenomenal athlete for this team, and really he's playing for something bigger than himself. It's about his mom, Andrea. He told me she's my why, my biggest inspiration. She had a double lung transplant in early 2024 after living with pulmonary fibrosis for 16 years. The doctors gave her 2 years to live. She made it to 16, and during that time she went into cardiac arrest for 19 minutes, came back, and Josh said She had to relearn how to walk, how to talk. She never gave up, and that's the same spirit he plays with every time he takes the field.
Cameron picking that one. Catch number 10. The ultimate glue guy that also happens to be one of the best receivers in the Big 12.
Well, one thing I like about Cameron is just his willingness to block, too. I mean, he is everything, heart and soul, love of the game of football, the way he catches it, the way he runs his routes, and the way he's so unselfish to allow his other teammates to then benefit from his ability to block down the field.
He had one offer out of high school, a D2 offer in the state of South Dakota. They were sending out emails left and right. Finally, Baylor was one of the programs to respond for one, and it ended up leading to a walk-on opportunity.
He's made the most of it, that's for sure. He's been a highlight reel for the past couple seasons.
Career high, 10 catches tonight for Josh Cameron. Creeping up on 9 minutes remaining for Baylor. Pressure up the middle. Robertson just will heave it. Incomplete with contact, and that's going to draw the PI.
Well, that's what we said. You give him an opportunity to make a play. A lot of times you're going to get that pass interference. That time on Elijah Davis, one-on-one down the field.
Pass interference. Defense number 9. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
We should have calculated the amount of times they've thrown the inside fade and who's won that battle more times than not in this matchup. It feels like the defense has won the majority of them, but an easy call there with number 9 all up in the grill of Ashton Hawkins.
Yeah, Scooby Davis, number 9 in red there, had the play that really turned this game around. 65-yard pick 6 against Robertson to make it 14-0. There is catch number 11 for Cameron. His older brother, Justin, was a practice squad player for Baylor's women's basketball team. If you're not familiar with women's basketball, they use male players on the practice squad to go up against the women's team. And with this environment, at that time under Kim Mulkey, those were some battles and practices, I'm sure, that were physical with Justin involved. Graduated from Baylor in 2018. Looking at Cameron, back the other way. Oh, what a catch. That is big time by Cole Wilson. He's going to continue barking. Oh, there's a slap. And now we got a full-on fight. Out of control. It started with trash talk, but that was a full-on swipe, if not a punch.
I mean, it's been an ongoing battle. We knew this was going to be the highlight of this game. These receivers against these DBs, man on man, your manhood versus my manhood. Who's the better football player over and over and over again? It's been a terrific battle. That time won by Baylor, but unnecessary trash talking from Cole Wilson.
Yeah.
But you still cannot respond by throwing bows.
So Elijah Davis was in coverage. Oh, and it's initiated by Baylor.
Yeah, it's Hawkins with the punch, and then from there, Elijah Davis retaliating.
And see, here's the problem with all of this. You have an embattled head coach. You've got a team that you can look around as losing a fan base, losing a game, and then you have a moment like that to put on top of it. Not a good response.
Okay, so let's look at the replay again. Yeah, I think, yeah, so 9 hit first.
So
it's Elijah Davis first, and then Ashton Hawkins responds. But obviously all started, we go back to Cole Wilson, essentially taunting after.
On the play, one by each team. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Utah number 9. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Baylor number 0. They both threw punches. They're both ejected from the rest of the ball game.
I think he probably meant number 2.
Yeah, it should be.
6.
So it's Ashton Hawkins and Elijah Davis have both been ejected. And first contact from Davis, and Hawkins comes back. It's just a bad look. It's a bad look, an ejection, and then possible further penalties to come along with this. Especially if you're a team like Utah, you just got to be better than that. Take the higher ground because you know what's on the line. You need your best players on the field when you are trying to contend for the college football playoff. For Baylor, you can't take a bad situation on the field and make it ugly and give decision makers any more reason to make a decision. 2-point attempt here. Robertson cuts it up, back in the end zone, and it is caught. Josh Cameron, fantastic night on the man that's been a cool, calm, steady presence. Ugly moment. Utah cuts into the lead, and it's 49-28 Utes. The NWSL playoffs roll on, and we'll have the second semifinal matchup of the weekend. The Orlando Pride against Gotham FC. Coverage begins tomorrow afternoon at 3 Eastern on ABC, ESPN Deportes, and the all-new ESPN app. Cal Whittingham has himself a contender. Dave Miranda has some issues with this Baylor squad right now. 49-28. Trell, and this is the situation that just unfolded. Should have been a spark and something to celebrate for Baylor. It was the touchdown pass from Sawyer Robertson to Cole Wilson. Immediately after scoring the touchdown, he starts John with the man in coverage, Elijah Scooby Davis, and then you'll see that Ashton Hawkins enters the fray. Davis hits him first, and then they exchange blows. Both Davis and Hawkins ejected from the game. This will lead to a review from the conference office and see if there are further ramifications for that encounter on the sideline. 8:18 left, and this is freshman Daniel Bray out of Fort Worth with the carry.
It looks like now we're going to get possibly Bird Ficklin, full-time QB, running the offense, not just coming in here just to run the football. See if they mix it up at all, but man, he's had a great game coming in little spurts here or there. Obviously, there's explosive runs, but they may get a half a quarter with him.
And just what Utah needs at this point of the year. Devin Dampier taking a lot of abuse all season long. He's coming off the bye, and now to know you can get through a game like this playing 3.5 quarters of football, that's another win. Ficklin. Oh man, he is turning the corner and sliding down around the 40-yard line.
Well, I think you also know too, so as a coach, you have your playbook and you have your quarterback design runs. And you have a quarterback in Dampier who's plays very physical.
Yep.
He's been banged up. And now you can say, okay, I can give half of these quarterback runs to this quarterback, and I can give half of them to this guy. So I think going forward, you're building confidence in Ficklin, who's going to be able to take some of those hits off Dampier going down the stretch.
Motua Puaka and Talanga both check in. Good to see Big 99 back in red. Did not have any offensive snaps against Cincinnati. He was hurt. And here is the direct snap to Rogers. Another option taking the snap.
I mean, the Wildcat, this team heading into this game, 32 snaps of Wildcat, twice as much as anyone else in the nation of getting into that formation. And they've done it a handful of times here this evening as well, probably 3 or 4 or 5 times. So yeah, just more guys touching the football, which just spread out the hits among everyone.
267 rushing yards per game coming into this one. Most by a Power 4 school in 6 years. You're talking service academy numbers.
Yep.
You're talking Navy, Army, Air Force. We got 329 tonight. And that is a drop, trying to get it to Ryan Davis, who has won off the Big 12 lead for most catches on the season, but does not have any here tonight. Let's take a look at this week's college football playoff rankings, brought to you by Goodyear. And this is what the proposed bracket looks like based off the current rankings. See what kind of shakeup we have. It looked like Texas A&M was going to be out of one of those top 4 spots with a 30-3 deficit against South Carolina.
It's interesting how far Alabama drops after their loss at home to Oklahoma.
Ficklin, and there it is, the completion to Ryan Davis, and for the first time tonight, Utah completes a pass to a receiver. Number 57 on the year for Davis.
I love the second time they've done it where you're going to run to the right, you get linebackers, second-level defenders moving up, and then it's just a one-on-one. And then Ryan Davis does a nice job shaving it across the safety's face, protecting the pass, and then going up there using his strong hands to make the completion. And we made it without a receiver being catchless in the football game. Makes me happy.
Rodgers in the Wildcat. Ficklin in motion. Rodgers keeps. He's got 1 touchdown run tonight, and he is brought down by Kylan Reed. And Baylor started this game so well with stops on the opening 2 drives. It looked like they were carrying over that momentum following a impressive performance against UCF. And Dave Aranda told us it allowed them after that performance to puff their chest down a little bit for a week and feel good about what they were doing. But once again, issues defensively here. 49 points put up by Utah. And it's tough when you're the head coach and that's also your specialty, being a defensive coach. You're also the one calling plays. To see a 49 spot put up, not a good look. There's Nate Johnson, who got time at quarterback in the first matchup between these 2 teams 2 years ago. He went to Vandy last season, back with Utah now.
Go back to the defense and whatnot. I mean, this is a matchup we knew that was just not good for Baylor. They're not a very good run defense. This is a tremendous run offense. And it's shown out, it's played out as we expected. This offense is doing what they want, running the football 343 yards.
And so Baylor using those timeouts, still have 2 remaining here. And this is really on the line for Baylor. Looking at a 4th straight season with at least 5 losses. And they'll hit that number if they lose this one tonight. That has not happened with 4 straight with at least 5 losses since 15 straight from 1996 to 2010 when Art Briles eventually turned it around. So these are the bad vibes that they're trying to avoid in Waco, because for a long time this was one of the top programs in the Big 12, and now the expectations are to be that team.
Well, it doesn't help when all the teams in the state of Texas seem like they're moving the right direction. Texas made the playoffs a year ago. They're doing well. Texas A&M is rolling right now. Houston's rolling, who's going to be on their schedule. Texas Tech is a playoff team. So you're kind of like the odd man out in the state of Texas, not winning football games consistently.
Rodgers straight ahead and breaking through to the second level, still going. And a red zone trip here for the Utah Utes, a punishing style of offensive excellence out of Salt Lake City. 20-yard pickup.
And this offense in the red zone too, 78% completion, or 78% times touchdowns when they get inside the 20-yard line. They're just so tough inside the 20-yard line.
Baylor still fighting, wanting to use these timeouts. That's their second. And we have quite the men's college basketball lineup tomorrow on ESPN and the all-new ESPN app. Top-ranked Houston taking on number 22 Auburn at 3 Eastern. Then it's Memphis hosting UNLV, and at 8:30 Eastern, Miami squares off against 10th-ranked Florida. Now for Utah, you got to give them props for what they've been able to rebuild. They have a couple of tough losses. Look, Texas Tech was in a different class early in this transition process to a new offense up in Salt Lake City, but they're doing that to everybody. The BYU one is a tough one. That final score probably looks a little closer than the game actually was. Whittingham told us that they know what's on the line. They know they're a contender, but they also know they're going to need help from around the program outside to get into the CFP.
First thing first, you just got to win your games.
Absolutely.
So the last thing you want to do is lose, and then something happened like, oh, if we just would have won, we would have put ourselves in a situation to be a playoff team. So,
Nate Johnson turning the corner, the explosiveness to the end zone, and marked just shy inside the 1-yard line. Nate Johnson, first season back at Utah, 2 years with the Utes, then transferred to Vandy, and he's back in Salt Lake City. I don't know.
It's a touchdown.
That looks like a tutty for old Nate Johnson. And they're going to take a look at it.
Pretty good feet. Both feet stayed in bounds. Let's take a look at any part of those black cleats touch the white. I don't see it. He's in.
Yeah, looks like a touchdown.
Just another weapon.
Yeah, why
Just
not
someone
sprinkle
else.
that in?
Yeah, just sprinkle it in there. Why not? Just another explosive play, speed to the outside. It's amazing the athletes that they've been able to put together. And you said, like, this offense, it's in its first year with a brand new quarterback. And they're putting up these kind of numbers. It is staggering the success that Jason Beck has been able to have year one at Utah.
Starts in practice. Whittingham told us it's the best practicing team he's ever had. I asked, why would that be? Juice, energy. They don't need to be motivated by anybody else. And a lot of it is the quarterback that followed Beck from New Mexico. And Devin Dampier,
That accelerates
it.
That accelerates it because then the quarterback, that's always the first thing. Does the quarterback understand it? And then he can take it and be that leader in the locker room and on the field, in practice, in the film room, to teach everyone else. So everyone's going to Dampier saying, hey, what does this offense look like? How can I be better in it? And that's how his leadership is able and was able to grow so much too during the offseason.
Utah had the third worst QBR in the Power 4 in the previous 2 years. Third worst. They've turned it around in a hurry.
After further review, the ruling on the field is upheld. It's first and goal inside the 1.
Okay, upheld. Yeah, and Johnson saw all the looks that we did. He's saying, how is that not a touchdown?
He said, Coach, put me back on the field. Let me get another touch.
You know exactly what he's thinking.
Kyle Whittingham, like, all right, let's put him back in there. Let him get in the end zone. Instead, let's see if the young quarterback, Bird Ficklin, can get his third rushing touchdown of the ball game.
Ficklin and Rogers in the backfield. And Rogers, touchdown number 2. So Johnson was denied, and Rogers gets in, and an emotionally charged game, and here comes the flag. Not the way you want to end this one. And if you're Utah, you were trying to get out of here with nothing else. You don't want injuries. You don't want ejections and suspensions.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 0. That's his first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
And that's Jackie Marshall.
Yeah, I think for Kyle Whittingham, that's the message. Like, guys, these guys, their season's done. We have a lot more right now that we have the ability to accomplish, and we need everyone in order to do that. It's like, do not stoop down to their level when it comes to the extracurriculars after the play.
Dylan Curtis for the extra point, blocked. And so that will keep it 55-28. But it's Nakari Rogers, another one of the transfers from New Mexico, finding pay dirt.
Kind of knew it at that point. This defense has just been pushed around, 381 yards rushing, and then look at big number 0. No punch, but just pointing. A lot of pushing, shoving going on down there after the play. You feel this defense has struggled this year, giving up 29 points per game, 13th in the conference, 15th in rushing defense, and then you look up at there, and then 381 yards, 9 yards per carry Utah's been able to have in the ball game. It's wild.
But you alluded to it, everything that Utah does well, offensively and defensively, it went up against the things where Baylor struggles the most. It was not a good matchup for the Bears.
That's what football is, about matchups.
Yeah.
You know, Utah, a great running football team, multiple running football team, very difficult. Baylor struggles against the run, and then you flip over the other side. Baylor's a really good passing team, but guess what? You're going against the #1 pass defense in the conference. So it played out as it should tonight. Utah, the better team, and took advantage of the weaknesses of what Baylor is defensively.
And Baylor fans, I would say, more than frustrated. Season number 6 for Dave Aranda. There will be some angst flowing tonight after this performance, especially the ugly nature and the way it ended. "55 points allowed by Baylor, most allowed for the Bears at home since 2016. And that brings us to our college football headlines presented by Harbor Freight. OU with the win against Bama. Doing it on the road, 3 takeaways. And the biggest comeback win in Texas A&M history. They were down 30-3 against South Carolina. South Carolina couldn't get anything in the second half. And Jeremiah Love and Notre Dame looked apart against Pitt.
Where are you on Notre Dame?
I really like Carr, I'll say that much. I like Love as well.
I love both running backs. Obviously, Love is the best running back. His spin move today for the touchdown, it looked like a video game spin move. Carr, I think, is incredible. They got weapons. The defense has gotten better and better. I think Notre Dame is one of the best 10 teams in the country. The question is now, all the doubters, was this a good enough win on the road against Pitt to start more people to start? It doesn't matter what other people think, but I'm just saying from national perspective.
And how it relates to Utah, Pitt is probably one of those teams that they were hoping could get a win at home against Notre Dame. Utah will need some of these 2-loss teams that are in the top 25. What a catch by Cameron to start adding losses as well.
We
Cameron,
look at Notre Dame's schedule. They should not lose their next 2 games. I think it's Syracuse and Stanford. So that's one of the 2-loss teams right now that's ahead of them. That looks like they may stay ahead of them going forward.
getting closer to the 2-minute timeout. It's got to be go mode for Robertson. Open man, and it's caught and dropped. Cole Wilson. It's been one-on-one coverage all night, but uber aggressive DBs from Utah firmly in control of this battle here in Waco.
You're going against a backup corner and the Tristan Thompson, just what's he gonna throw it out there. He's trying to look up the high safety a little bit too long, so then he's late getting back to Cole Wilson. First step, keep the safety in the middle of the field, and then 2, 3, get over there. So that way you can throw it and keep your receiver on the move.
2 turnovers for Baylor tonight. In their losses, they are -10 in the turnover margin. They are even in their wins. And that number of 2 turnovers, that doesn't even include the 2 turnovers on downs, going for it on 4.
It's a game that this is one that, for Sawyer Robinson, I've been a part of it, where you go back and you watch the film and you're just like, man, the amount of plays that will just keep you up at night of woulda, shoulda, coulda, if I just would have been a little bit more accurate.
And again, falling back off the back foot, that's Klopfenstein with the catch, only his 5th of the year, 3 of his 5 catches this season, and 1 game against Oklahoma State. And that brings us to the 2-minute timeout. Utah closing in on win number 8 to keep the CFP hopes alive. KC, we look forward to that. Joseph Dodds with the carry. UC Davis had a stud corner last season by the name of Blake Cotton, who's now a stud corner for the Utah Utes. There he is, number 16. Helped UC Davis reach the quarterfinals of the FCS playoffs a season ago. And that is off the mark, looking for Cole Wilson. Cotton, by the way, allowing opponents to complete only 31% of passes against him. That is one of the best marks in the Big 12. And where does it start when it comes to the credit for the Utah defensive performance? I know it's 28 on the board, but the secondary, the corners, the way they play.
Like this offense for Baylor, man, the speed that these receivers have, you're not going to see a better receiving core in the Big 12. This was the big challenge tonight.
Doing that. Just get out of here. Yeah, you can finger waggle after a play like that. It's a true freshman from Cocoa Beach, Florida, Jason Stokes. He's played in every game this season. Now getting some defensive snaps in junk time. Wow.
I mean, you look at their schedule this year. This is by far the best passing attack that they have faced. And, you know, they got Kansas in a couple weeks, and Jalen Daniels, you and I have had an opportunity to cover him. Hey, have a quarterback, but still does not have the weapons and multiple weapons, plus a tight end like Trigg. So, like, Baylor was going to score some points, no doubt about it, but they still held them in check and didn't allow them to score a lot of touchdowns.
Robertson under pressure, one-handed catch, bobbled, but is made. And that is Jaden Porter, who now has 5 catches over the past 4 games. He's starting to break out. We also did get confirmation from the Big 12 that the 2 players that were ejected earlier will both have to miss the first half of their next game. That's Ashton Hawkins, receiver for Baylor, second leading receiver, and Scooby Elijah Davis, one of the top corners for this Utah defense. Cameron, it has been a career high 13-catch night for him, over 160 yards now receiving.
Just gotta love number 34, the way he plays, and it just continues to fight. And that's it, and everyone else isn't out there trying to play at a high level, but you just can feel his energy. 13 catches, 158, and a couple tuds.
56 pass attempts for Robertson. He throws it more than anybody in the Big 12. And understanding the way that this game would be played, knowing that Utah is number 6 in the FBS in passing yards allowed per game. If you say Robertson's thrown it 57 times in the game, it's probably not a good sign for Baylor.
And the good thing, I mean, the thing for Baylor is they were actually running the ball really well this game. You know, I thought Washington ran the ball well, 9 at
14 carries, 97 yards.
Yeah, just they kind of got into this, let's just take shot mode, and it was there, just they didn't execute it, unfortunately.
57 attempts is a career high for Robertson. He made his first career start against Utah 2 years ago, and that was his worst QBR performance of his career. This has to be in the ballpark of one of his worst games, especially because of the 2 interceptions. One that was taken back for a touchdown by Elijah Davis, 65 yards, as we're now under a minute. Incredible, though. Ultimately, 4 scoring plays of at least 60 yards for Utah. 3 runs and 1 pick six. 4th and 2. And here comes the pressure inside. Another one-on-one. And that will seal the deal. Utah gets a turnover on downs. They'll be able to come out, take a knee, and say we're still in the mix for the CFP. Kyle Whittingham, cool customer, man. He's seen a lot in his day. I don't know, though, if he's seen an offense like this. So with the win, Utah will move to 5-2. They got Houston still remaining on the schedule. That's going to be a key game. Arizona State, Cincy. Bearcats suffered a loss today, which hurts the strength of record for Utah, something that the selection committee will look at. But this offense, 7th 40-point game this year alone. The most in a season for Utah since Urban Meyer was the head coach and Alex Smith was his quarterback back in 2004.
They still got more games left, baby. More games left, and it looks like this offense is an absolute terror in the Big 12. A monster win performance by their quarterbacks and running backs and athletes, just athletes in general that they utilize too. dominate the ground game.
Well, Bert Ficklin becomes the first Big 12 quarterback with multiple touchdown runs and at least